Are we good? All right, Park Board meeting Wednesday, May 13th.
This conference will now be recorded.
Quorum present at 6:01. Gavel up. An opportunity for citizens to address the board on matters. Does anyone in the audience, would they like to speak at this open time? No. Items of community interest. We have a special city council meeting. I think that was yesterday. That took place yesterday. Yes. Memorial Day, there will be a Veterans Memorial Garden, a Memorial Day celebration in the Veterans Memorial Garden in the community park on Monday, May 25th at 10 a.m. All city offices and the library will be closed on that same day. The fire department is having Haslet Fire Kids Camp on Saturday, June the 13th from 8 to 5. Registration is limited, so if you're interested, sign up at the link. And then we have a consent agenda. Speaker cards. Can I see the financial report one more time real fast? $685. Doesn't make any sense. How do we have 685 and then we put it back? Do you know where the park fund development fee of $200,000 came from? Is that just the? Ah. Wasn't that number much smaller? Meeting? What amount of money is in this fund? 137,000? Is that the money that we have? So we had 685 and now we're down to 137? Sounds about right, but.
I think we're looking at two different. Which one? What line are you looking at?
Well, the beginning
Fund 15.
685 and everything in those all totaled up.
Oh.
The revenues, that's the where it says adopted budget, that's estimated what you thought you'd bring in, so someone based on those fees collected, it should be somewhere there, and showing the year-to-date actual is $166,363, and then plus the interest is a total of $172,599. And then everything below that expenses, so that was estimated revenue, and down there is expenses for.
I guess it doesn't make sense to me that all of a sudden we're adding the revenue and the expenses for a total at the ending resources.
Is this something that they see different?
If our income is 219,000, how are we spending 766? I've never seen it look like this before. I don't know, do we have one from last time? Maybe I have.
Well, I mean, so this, like, the beginning resources and revenues, like, I'm not sure how you usually see it.
Like you're way above on revenue. You're already at 83% for the year and we're only halfway into the year, so. Does that help?
And these other items are capital, and I'm not sure since they moved things from fund, was it 19 to 15? I'm not sure all the funding sources where they came from originally. There was a movement of how, like the Fund 19, there used to be a few of these were moved at the request of auditors just to eliminate how many extra funds there are out there just for ease of auditing and clarity, but.
So what did we spend $261,000 on in Community Park? Because it's an old park and that's what we would like to replace.
I have the March statement.
What does it say there?
It says that the month actual was 56,000 and the year-to-date total was 145 for a percentage of 72.68.
So 145 plus 17 doesn't equal 282.
282. 117 is,
What-
I'm sorry.
I didn't hear, I must have misheard your, what would you say the first? You said our year-to-date actual was how much?
In March,
In
you asked
March.
about. It was 157.12.
So 157 plus 17,000 doesn't equal whatever number you have here,
But I don't-
282.
I don't see 17,000 where you find
Where it
that.
says month actual, we added 17,000 to our expenditure, but it went up by 60,000? Or 100,000? We'll just skip it this month. We'll separate them, because this doesn't make any sense.
I think what that's showing is you have an adopted, in that line item, there's 175,000 in there. This month, there was a payment of $17,805, and you've had an entire year-to-date payment out of that of $21,775. So you only utilized 12.44% of that line item.
What was the total expense line item there, Katrina, from the revenue part on the March one,
Year-to-date or the month?
year-to-date?
$150,712.
I just don't understand how 150 plus 18 equals 282.
Well,
It doesn't, those aren't,
if you look at the actuals, you got that 685, and then you add that 172 to it, and then subtract the 282, 983, and you get to 575.
Yeah, so what it's showing is this month, the actual expenditures that were charged to those line items are the 17,805 and the 210. So this month, that's showing what was taken out of that total from the annual adopted budget. And then the entire year, that's what's come out. So out of all those expenses together, you utilize 36.9%. And like there's a little bit different if you were to look at the budget, which the 15 and 19 is a little
Are you able to pull
different.
the budget up so I can see it from March? Is that something you can pull up on the, it wouldn't be on this thing?
no, he can't, not.
Okay, I'll pull it up on my phone, it's okay. Or we can just skip it.
And my assumption on the one that showed, if you can go back to that slide, Will, if you don't mind, where it shows that Nancefield project, my assumption those would be engineering, survey, and fees related to the development of that plan for repaving
I have that right here.
the Nancefield parking lot.
$210 is for the fence, exhibit, and bids. And the 17,000 is pretty much what you just said, it's a very long list. Plans, technical
For
support,
the
design,
fence?
construction plans.
For what fence? We didn't vote on any fence.
It was already in the budget.
So that community park projects, that is no longer itemized out. There were several capital projects, one of which was a fence on the park, which is being constructed now. And I'm assuming that 210 is for them to provide us basically a document that had locations for alignment, and we did the survey.
It's in exhibit, bids, and email. That's what it says on the invoice. That was already in the budget under capital improvement projects.
Well, I vote that we don't approve this part of it and just do the minutes then, because it's not making any sense to me. You guys can, I'll just not go with it. You guys can, if everyone else agrees, then you guys can motion to approve and I will just vote against it. If no one else does, we can just skip this part, separate out of a consent agenda. Okay?
Isn't this the same fund that we got wrapped around the axle on and we decided we didn't want to see it anymore?
Back on, because they thought that we needed to
So we
see it
could get
again.
wrapped around the axle?
Well, y'all asked to see it, okay, even if we're not gonna approve it, can we at least see it? Because we left it off the first month, so it's here for you to, it's not even asking for you to approve
It's
it.
supposed to be for us.
And just for clarity, is the question regarding how this mathematically works out, or are the expenditures what they were for?
No, I get it.
Oh.
Just the bane of my existence. Whatever y'all want to do. You know how I feel about it, so.
Do y'all want to table it? Or do we want to vote and drive on? I guess that's the big question, right?
I don't know that it's going to make a difference if we don't approve it, so.
Well,
So, just expressing my opinion.
I know.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
We can't hear what you're saying.
Oh, I was just saying, I'm just expressing my opinion. Yes, that's all. But I don't know that it makes a difference if we table it or move on, because he's right, we don't really get to say anything about it. All right, let's move on. You can motion to approve and we will proceed, or you can motion to table and we will proceed.
Make a motion to approve, what month is this? April's minutes and April's budget report.
All in, oh, second?
I second.
All in favor? All opposed? Can you oppose that? I don't know. I've never opposed it. Oh. All right. All right, we have a discussion regarding updates at city parks. I'm guessing those are you, James Gammill?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you open that quick for me and just go ahead and go to that next slide? So this is a very, very short presentation. One, we just want to remind everybody, if you didn't already know, we had to reschedule that brush and limb drop-off. And so we don't anticipate any rain, and that will happen as planned this weekend. Next slide. This is the installed picnic table, if y'all hadn't already seen it. We thought it looked really good, worked well, and
I have a question.
yes.
It was fantastic and I saw people using it, but I was thinking we were just having the 3.
Well, so that's still a possibility. If you'd like us to remove that, we can.
I didn't see anyone that needed it the day that I was there. I just noticed that it had all 4 benches. I sat on it. It was great. So pretty.
I thought it fit really well, and we kind of, as we change some of the other ones out, if they're under pavilions like this, we would tend to want to replace them with these, unless y'all tell us differently. If that's y'all's preference, we'll continue on that way. Next slide. This is the fix that is going in. It is going to be done this week and painted. It's going to be painted 100 green. 100 greens always vary, so it's not going to be 100% matching. There's several shades throughout the park, but dark hunter is the typical park color. There will be a swing gate that'll be lockable, and really this is just to prevent just access into the park that we have no control over. And it doesn't happen a lot, but occasionally you do see trucks and trailers and all sorts of things that don't really belong there, and this gives us the ability to block that out, and it will be done and, like I said, painted and good. And you may notice that there will be a slight, even from the picture you can tell about midway it almost looks like it's not exactly straight, and that's because it isn't. The state right-of-way line there has a kind of a weird bump out to jog, and so we looked at that. Instead of making instead of following it exactly, we split the difference, staying outside of the right-of-way line. And I think it looks better this way than it would have the other. You'd had 2 90s and to come back, and we think this looks nice. Keeps us out of state right-of-way and serves a purpose, and then we will only open those during events. Next slide, if you will. They did. So that's the one you're getting up there. I've looked a few times, I haven't seen screech owls, but I did not climb up there to look inside because I don't know how friendly they are. But hopefully we'll attract some, and I think that was a simple enough project and good for, for Girl Scouts to be able to do something like that in our park. So we'll try to keep an eye on it. And I think you asked them to, kind of report back after 6 months, and we'll try to keep up with that and invite them back. We'll just put that on the calendar, and I'm not sure how much, monitoring they do, but it is out there. Next slide, if you will. All right, and then I went ahead and just threw this on there. And I emailed this to you as well, Sarah, but this is just for your reference. That is your current Frisbee golf map. That's the location of the tees and like the squares or the pads. There's distances in there, and they're all pretty much the same distance. I mean, they don't vary too much. But that is all 18 holes and how it currently lays out. I mean, those soccer fields are not. They're basically the similar footprint as the tennis court. And then I sent you an additional one that shows the tennis court, and it has GPS points. So just you have it,
And that is on the website, on the
Yep.
park board page,
And
if anybody's looking for
I
it.
think we are short a slide here, and I was going to give you an update on the memorial garden. So basically what we did is we went out and solicited soft quotes based on the architectural design we had. We did not get a lot of response for it, and the responses were above that limit where you have to bid. And so what we did have is engineering take that, and there's a handful of people had construction questions on it, really dealing with, it didn't clearly show some of the grades on that wall on the back, and so they kind of finessed that. They didn't have to do too much with it, but they took the plan they had, made sure that there was quantified, so the quantities in there, so when it's easier for a contractor to bid on something when you can see you need this much of rock, this much of that, instead of giving it to them and leave it to them to find that out on their own. So it also makes it easier to evaluate the bids. So that is their finish out and publishing is hopefully going to happen at the end of next week. And the intent would be, it would be ready to take to council for award about mid-July. And that would put construction right after the 4th of July event. And if that is approved and carries on, then we'll get that underway. And that typically would not be a very long construction process. But that's where we're at.
I have a question about the disc golf course. We were out there in the park, and there were some people playing, and they had an app on their phone, but one did, one didn't. And they said if you don't have the app, it's hard to follow. Like, there's no arrows telling you where the next hole is, I was just wondering if we could put some kind of arrows out there for those people who don't have an app.
Yeah, I haven't looked lately, but this map, it should be and was posted in the front of the community park. I know they did take a handful down to refinish, and I don't know if this is one of them, but if it is out there still, it's by the little marquee just close to the parking lot, and I will double check to see. So we do have this there.
I looked at that the other day and I didn't see it.
Okay. Well, we will get that replaced in the park. That way they do have it. Most disc golf courses that I've seen do not have really any kind of indication beyond the labeling the tee and the pin. Most of the sites that deal with this, like our course is mapped by several different entities. So people go on there and map it on our behalf for us. This map also exists on the website. We added directional signs on top to help with that. I think those are still out there, but that is not common. Most of the time they don't exist, and at least a couple of people complain that by adding those, it makes the tee just a little less official, because that's not supposed to have anything added to it, that Frisbee could bounce off of. There's not any kind of real requirement to meet there's no regulatory body there. We're not sanctioned in any way, but we do have those. If there's something that you think that would work better to illustrate that, we're open to it.
You just spray paint an arrow on the slab.
Well,
Go that way.
So all the pads are oriented towards the pin, and so wherever the widest part, that is the straight connection point to the pin. So if you're looking there, the pin you see is the correct one. So So you really just have to know where the start one is, and if you know where the start one is, and you go pin to T, you should always be able to follow it. But I do agree, would be hard for me to know if I didn't have a map right here.
Now, have y'all gone around and updated all the signs? Because I know number 12 was not marked out there.
So
I think it was number
T-
12.
The T itself is marked. They are we're trying to find the original artwork that was done that shows the little map, and we're trying to get reprints of those. So our intention is to replace the 4x4 post this year and the little plate that's right in front of it. And I'm pretty sure that's the last slide, right? Yep. And that's really all I have that's new and exciting in our
Hey,
project.
James, can you go ahead and update them about the part of the fence that will not take place
Oh,
from
yeah,
last
well,
meeting?
So I did send an update. So originally, I told you that there was, the fence project included that section on 156, as well as the section on the side. That was by the church. That was my mistake. This scope of this project did not include that. I do think long-term that is absolutely something we need to have done, just because we need a clear. It was a mistake. It was not a part of this project, so we need to eventually make that another project, in my opinion, to give us a clear boundary, mainly just to keep people from driving onto church property, because that line to the edge of the park is pretty much right there at the drainage structure, right behind the bathroom. It's closer than anybody thinks. It looks like it should be further out. And so I think inadvertently, way too often, the public and probably us by accident, encroach on other land. So we think we should do something to help, define that barrier. It's not. As it's been surveyed with part of several other projects, and so you can see the survey markers and points. We just need to delineate that by a fence, in my opinion.
We have the Memorial Day celebration on May 25th. I'm guessing, do we need chairs now? Do we have chairs?
We have chairs.
Okay.
Yep.
They're going to bring the chairs on Friday.
You didn't have any,
You didn't have any updates? Can we go back to the Veterans Memorial Garden? Do you have any
I
updates
did give
on?
an update on that one.
he did.
So I
On the
didn't have a
bid?
slide, unfortunately.
I guess I missed that.
Yeah, so
I can't hear you.
So the update on that one was, we solicited just soft quotes. We didn't publish that. We went, like I said, I reached out to 5 different entities, and we only got 2 quotes back. And at least one of them struggled with quantifying the work. The plan that's there, it's a decent plan, but it needed a little more clarity on it. So since we didn't get a good response, and the quotes were to the point we would have to have publicly bid it anyway, we had engineering. They're currently taking that, and they're really finessing that plan to include quantities and grading, because that was some of the confusion there. Is the way it shows that wall in the back there, it's not as clear of how that's finished off on the back. So you don't want it to have exposed brick or anything, or CMU, if there's truly not going to be dirt to that point, or if there's going to be so much to expose. So there's just a little bit of stuff they had to do. The intention is for it to go into the paper, out for bid into next week. I mean, and it may go early, but in next week was the plan. It has to advertise for, I believe, a minimum of 30 days. And then the intention is we should have response and all to that, and have it'd be ready for consideration for award in July, about mid-July.
Okay, if we're having difficulties in some area, is there a chance we might need to look at it and revamp, the
Well,
plans itself, or?
And that's what engineering's doing. The plan
Like
is,
for
like,
us.
the visual side of the plan is fine. They just suggest, in order to get tighter and better numbers that you can quantify and compare, they're doing the quantities of stuff. So when it says flagstone, somebody has to look at that, kind of make, it's about this quantity, and leaves a little bit of error in there for maybe they don't have the right amount in there. But if they quantify and say you need this many cubic feet of this or this much of that, that takes all that guesswork out. And then the other portion of it is really that concrete wall in the back. There's like a retaining wall. They wanted to make sure that there was clarity on how much of that's exposed in the back, because kind of how it was shown, and where the dirt really is doesn't exactly match there. So you could have exposed CMU block as the way it was constructed. So if you don't want to, you don't want to see those kind of things. So they're making sure that that's spelled out correctly. And so that's really, they're working out a real rough grading plan to help them. And so,
Okay, I just have a comment. We paid an engineer to give us all those specs. How come we don't have them?
you had a landscape architect draw up a plan, and there is a plan to go off of. And we've sent that out. There's just a need to have just a little refinement to that. It's not much. They're just putting there a grade in quantities. So that is where we are on that.
All right, so we won't have it done for the Memorial Day celebration.
No,
What
not for
else do
this
we
year.
need to have for the Memorial Day celebration? We have chairs, we have a speaker, we have a box, we have a podium. We have fire department. We have public works. Okay. Awesome.
The VFW, he's going to respond with the names like they did last year and their titles, but he hasn't yet. And then we'll finalize the little program to hand out.
And then we'll present our plaque.
Yes.
He'll be there to play again this year, so
Do you have
we
any,
know.
I mean, are we good program-wise?
Yeah, the program is all set. I think everybody's going to show up that we've asked, but we do need somebody to put out flags on the Friday before.
Oh, you mean the flag like we put out on the streets? I'll help you.
What day is that?
I'm not planning to do it this year,
Oh, you're not?
no.
Okay,
So
I'll-
we need a couple of volunteers.
I'll do it.
Maybe Larry can help, so.
Yeah.
So I may or may not be out of town the weekend before that. So I'll help you if I'm here.
Okay.
Okay. And I know the first year that we did it, we all just kind of piled on the back of a truck and
Yeah, I don't have the truck anymore
jumped out on the
either.
highway.
I don't
and
have a truck either,
Sticked them
so-
all on.
I have a truck.
We've got a trailer. You gonna drive?
I'll help however I need to.
Okay.
Excellent, thank you.
Do we have your number, right? Do you have my number? I'll get it to you after we're done. Okay.
But can you think of anything we need? I think we're good. I'm going to double check with the speaker again, but every time I've asked him, he said he's good. So, makes me nervous.
He'll be fine.
Oh, I know, he's going to be good.
Yes.
So one thing we were talking about, though, is giving Mr. Kimmel the plaque.
Right.
When would you like to do that? At the end of the whole thing?
I think after he plays taps,
Okay.
because that's typically the end,
Yep, that's the last thing
then
we do.
we can bring him up and you can show him, give him his plaque, and you can say a few words.
Okay. And if any of the, if as many of the park board members can be there, that would be wonderful.
Yeah.
Hopefully you come anyway.
And we should
But-
probably just list that presentation on there.
Just
so
put
everybody knows.
presentation though, because we don't want him to know.
Yeah.
Maybe he listens to the park board meetings.
He's graduating the
college, right?
next day, so who knows what he's going to do after
Yes.
this.
Yeah, no kidding.
He did say he would be there though.
Good.
So,
Perfect.
I was going to say something, I'm sure it was brilliant, and I can't think of what it was, so I guess I won't say it.
Taps, plaque,
Taps, plaque.
presentation.
Oh, I'll come down and double check the Bluetooth with the speaker to make sure that, the national anthem plays, and then the last song, Proud to be an American, or whatever that's the name of that song, Proud to be an American, yeah. Because we'll play that at the end after we make the award, kind of like a closing. Okay, no, we're good.
You got the music to Bluetooth for that?
I will.
Thank you.
Ask my grandson for help. Rain or shine.
Rain or shine. We have a backup plan now, so it's rain or shine.
Last year Chuck wasn't thinking. All we had to do was move it to the basketball courts. This year, Cindy's thinking, and Chuck followed along, we're going to go to the basketball courts.
And parking has not exceeded a need to open up that other,
Never has. I wish it would, but.
All right, fireworks Independence Day event will be on the 26th of June of this year, and you have some things for that.
Yes, I gave you guys all a spreadsheet so you can see what we have and what we do not have.
Will.
Security, he is getting that for us, and it will be approximately same as last year, $14.50 expense.
Trina, was Tarrant County Sheriff, are they still going to handle helping us with,
Same.
with leaving, like when traffic control on leaving, are they still going to provide support?
South.
Okay.
Yep. These are the constable's office that usually comes to be security for us. And then I have the quotes from Real Axt, and I have one train quote for a second train.
At this event, I thought we did two. Do we do two?
We did
thought
2
2
at
at
Christmas.
Christmas?
2 at Christmas, yeah. The date on this is incorrect. So don't look for Friday on June the 25th.
Okay.
It's the 26th, yeah. You're right. Kim pointed that out. Good detail.
And if you're just gonna do one train, that's fine, no problem.
What is the Real Axe quote?
Okay, so Real Axe for Independence is $815. And they also gave us the quote for Christmas, which we can consider when we get to that one.
Motion that we approve Real Axed for the 4th of July Independence Day event in the amount of $815.
I'll second.
All in favor? Approved. Do we need printed signs?
It's an expense, but I don't know what it'll be yet. Just depends how many sponsors and things like that. But, you know, I just copied it year to year. Those are expenses that we normally will have.
So it says that it's approved or confirmed, but the amount didn't carry over for the officers. We already approved that though, correct?
No, ma'am.
We should have. I can tell you what day it was. Jukebox, fire pit, beach balls, vendor, fire department. I think it was the. Yes, it is. Well, I'll just motion again, $1,450 for the TCSO officers between 5:30 and 11, which is a total of 4 officers.
I second.
And I only have one,
All in favor?
sorry, one more item, and that is the balloon arch that we talked about, balloon decorations to
Oh,
add to
yes.
this event.
How much is that?
I did get more than one quote, but this is the most reasonable one. Let's see. So for the star stand, I don't know if you can see this, I can pass it around.
that's good.
Those are those are only 85 each, but she said it's 15 more for the wooden stand to put it on concrete. So depending on how many of these we want, this would be good around the stage. Maybe we get 3 or 4 to put that area a little bit more festive. And this is a balloon arch that they did on our little bridge area.
Are those latex?
Yes, these
My
are
suggestion is that we do not put them by a stage. Because people who have allergies to latex will stop breathing. I think they're fine like in the yard somewhere where people can avoid them, but I don't recommend putting them up where people will be likely to be
whatever you
gathered.
guys, yeah, your vote. Your vote. And then the arch, you can do one or more than one over by the entrance area, or we could do one over by the other parking lot, like at Gammill. It's up to y'all.
And what are the
however
other options?
many. This is $425 for this arch.
I thought that was the one that was 85.
$550. Let's see, she says that is $550, and this picture is just showing 3 of them together.
So it's $550 for all 3?
No, each.
$550 each. What was one was $85 and one was $550?
Right. This is she calls it the star stand.
Oh, I see.
This
That's
is-
$85. Okay.
Right, 85 if it's in the grass, and 100 if has to use a stand that's on concrete.
Okay, and then the arch is how much?
So she says this one is $425.
Okay.
This one looks like maybe it has more balloons, different balloons, but it is $550 each. This picture shows 3. Now, you could do 3 together, you could do 1 at this entrance, 1 somewhere else, whatever you guys think for decorations.
And then you said there was another quote?
They're all higher.
But
And
like, what's
we've
the
used
price
this
of the other one?
I'm sorry?
What's the price of the other one?
This one, they did theirs by the foot, and it came out to, let's see,
And how many feet is the 425 one?
425 one says it is 10 feet
Okay.
wide and 7 feet tall.
Okay.
Same. Now, this one I figured up, because they did it by the foot, 10 feet wide, 7 feet tall, 34 feet times $15 a foot is about $510.
Okay.
Same. And then her stand is $150. These.
And it essentially looks the same, the arches. I don't see an arch on that one.
Yeah, a little, yeah, it's
Oh, I see it.
probably gonna be roughly the same. And this one is 9 feet high by 13 wide is $675, and it goes up from there to $750, $875. So this one is the one I put on the top. We've used them before, and their price was the most reasonable, and they were dependable.
When did we use them before?
What was that event, James? Yes. Haslet Parkway. Oh.
Because I wasn't there.
How well are they anchored?
How well are they anchored?
Yeah. Because, they're balloons, right?
Yeah, they're very professional. They've been in business, 7, 8, 10 years, I'm not sure, a long time. And they're very well aware of,
The
the
wind.
wind and our park. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not worried. Look, their last balloons held up, and what kind of storm was that? It almost took the whole tent down, but the balloons made it.
Okay, fair enough.
So,
Put a couple of them at the entrance, one at the one side of the bridge and this side of the bridge, for people to see. You could see that when you were parking and stuff. Oh, that's where we go to get in and out.
Yeah, because that's where most people come in anyhow.
Right.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
I like that.
the 2 of them.
Is there another side of the bridge, though? Doesn't it kind of like fork out? Is there I don't know on this side, is there I know there's a place on that side where you would come from the parking to the bridge.
Right.
But when you come off the bridge, doesn't it kind of snake tongue out?
Well, it does, but you go underneath 156 on one side, and then you go to the Gammill
Yeah,
Park.
but on this side, oh,
There's intersections on both sides. So you have like
I'm thinking like where you park your car and then you
Yeah.
start on the bridge, that place. But where's there a spot on the other side? Like
So-
where's the second one going?
Where
guess-
me and Dana always put those little flags in the ground, right there on the other side.
Yeah.
Just
The,
seems,
the bridge has to have it's a finite bridge,
okay.
front and back.
So do we want the star stands also? Now by the stage. I was thinking you were gonna put the arches on the stage, I don't know what I was.
Could put a couple of those up there.
I guess we'd have to confirm that none of the band members have a latex allergy.
Yeah. And if they do, if
just
they
move them
do, we
somewhere
can
else.
move them to the Gammill entrance and the other end entrance. If we have to.
I think depending on where we're gonna put it is gonna depend on which one we order, because it's 85 grass, 100 for cement.
All right.
I like the idea of putting the stars on both sides of the stage.
Okay,
And then putting the
so we'll do the
balloons
cement
at
ones.
the, yeah, at the bridge that comes over the creek.
Could we, how quick do we need to order this? Could we go out there and look at the bridge and look for spots? Or do we need to order it soon?
June. Is the bridge 10 feet wide?
Yeah,
Yes, I
I'm-
don't know.
fairly positive. It's, yeah, I don't know the exact. It is 8 or 10 feet wide. It's very wide. Yeah. So.
I'd like to make a motion that we order 2 of the arches and 2 of the stars.
On the
for-
stand?
On the stand.
So
that would
Just
be
Chuck, I'll second.
we need to tell you the dollar
Nine.
amount for that. It's
$1,100?
$10.50.
Yeah.
And you with the second, Chuck?
Yes, ma'am.
What I was gonna say is, there is time, I mean, we can order that, but you can have time to go look in the park and decide exactly what you want, and then we can let them know that. You know? Does that make sense?
All in favor? Unopposed? Okay. Anything else? So,
So I have a quick question. So the card, my yard sign, I know that we budgeted that, and it was budgeted for higher. Did we get it for less? This is for the
the my yard.
spelled out sign.
We, motion to pay,
100.
I think we said $200 for whatever that gets. That says happy 250.
If I put my glasses on, I might be able to read that.
We said up to $200 for the sign.
I think the total is $195.
Do we need to order porta potties? Porta potties?
No, Public Works will take care of that, and they'll just get the best price, we don't need to.
Okay.
Right, no, it's on the list.
Hey, James, I saw one of those cool ones on the road where it's like the container that has the stalls and you go in and it's, you know, just saying. Kind of cool.
Yeah.
I go to the bathroom before I come, so I'm good. So we're good. Movie in the Park 2026. I thought we picked a date. Did we not pick a date? We did not. Okay, great. I don't have a date preference. I like the latest as possible. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think somebody was gonna look at the school schedule or the football
I don't
schedule.
know, was that me?
Say it again. Well, remember last year, it ended up on
There was a game or something.
Northwest, big game.
Yeah, that wasn't me. I wasn't gonna look that up. September. Let's see, let's Google it. Eaton Homecoming. Yeah, we have it on Friday. September 26th. No, that's Saturday. 26, 9, 26, 26 is the Eaton High School homecoming festivities.
Oh, got it.
So, oh, I have no idea because I don't have any kid there. That's what Google said.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. I'm trying to open up their festivities calendar. That's 25. So last year in 2025, it was on Friday. Their game was on Friday. And their homecoming parade was
Most
on
of the
Wednesday.
high school games are every Friday.
Uh-huh. And then for 2026, let's see if I can find that one. Campus calendar. They don't have it posted on their calendar.
Well, and now that they have 3 high schools using one field, they may be having Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I don't know.
Either that or they just play away. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if you're going to be able to get away with not conflicting with high school football on a Friday night.
Especially when they don't have their schedule out yet.
Well, and this one says, this Google search says it's going to be Saturday this year, so I don't know either. I don't know. You want to move it to October? Double stack it with the... Like October 3rd or 2nd? And then National Night Out is the 6th? Is that too much?
I think that's right. Yes, it is the 6th. Or do it the 9th.
Be a little cooler, but not too cold. I'm looking at you because I don't want to overwhelm you, because I know you do National Night Out that Tuesday after. Is
Yeah, I
it
would-
too much to have Movie in the Park the same week of National Night Out?
Yeah, move it out a week. Yeah. Unfortunately, there's not that much work for the movie one, but
You'd rather it be after National Night Out than before?
I mean, either one, what, you know.
We don't care, whatever's going to be easier for you.
So I would not do the 2nd, either do like September 25th or the 9th.
Sounds good.
I make a motion that we schedule Movie in the Park for October 9th, 2026.
I second it.
All in favor? October 9th.
You want to bring it back to discuss the movie?
We just chatted.
You have time.
Remember I had two choices and I said this one or this one? Do you remember, James?
I gave you my book, I don't.
Yeah, because I said I didn't want the Mario movie.
I didn't think the Mario movie was available. It was talked about, I believe it was GOAT or
Oh, yeah, it was GOAT.
Zootopia 2.
Yes,
That's
that's
the
what
two
it was.
that
I
was
gave you the
mentioned.
book. I don't-
Exactly. It was
yeah.
GOAT, Greatest of All Time, or Zootopia 2, because that's what we had available in the book.
There was other, that was the ones that were mentioned. And then, yeah, they didn't have Mario published as available.
Yes. There you go. I don't know. I don't know that we have to pick. We just have
You
to
don't have
order
to
it.
pick yet, we have time.
Y'all can look them up and Google it and see which one you like better. Also waiting to see if we had a sponsor, because sometimes the sponsor
Zootopia
likes to
2.
choose.
You don't.
Zootopia 2.
Or what's the other one?
Zootopia 2, and then GOAT, GOAT. Okay. Christmas in the Park, December 5th. We have a quote for Real Acts.
We do, it's $965 for the 4 hours. $965.
People. We got them for, sorry, the Independence Day event, so. Extra hour at Christmas in the Park. I feel like they're just as popular in Christmas as they are at 4th of July, right? Anyone else want a motion, or I got it? 965 motion for Real Acts for the December 5th event for 4 hours.
This is Cindy, I second.
All in favor?
It does, except for maybe the second train. But let me make sure that,
It carries over.
right, for the date. I know the price, but I don't know the date. I mean, I do know the date, but I don't know if the date's available. Makes sense.
Did they give us any kind of a refund from last year when the train was broke down?
They did, but we're not going with that company for that
Okay.
reason.
Okay. All right, for number 7, we have, what number do y'all want to speak at, 7 or 8? Between 7 and 8, sounds good. Okay. So what I printed out is the scope of work. So we had a committee that looked at what we wanted to see in the new playground. And so the ladies that are here in the audience were part of that committee and put together a nice request. The scope was then revised after we got back some bids, or some proposals, I mean. And so all I did was list out on here for y'all to be able to take notes on it. So I'm anticipating that they're going to say something about A, B, and C, so I have likewise named mine A, B, and C on this little pamphlet here. And then I have some pictures that are going to be on the disc that we're going to look at that are under folders, also A, B, and C. And then I'm not going to tell you the price or anything until we're done. I just want y'all to look at the park and see what you think, and you can take notes. So the things that we asked for were 2 to 3 towers that specifically joined 2 together with a bridge. And so basically, I just wrote yes or no across on here, and they're all yes. And then our target height was listed there. And as we go through each one, you'll see, I don't know if anybody had a chance to look through the packet or not, but there's some pictures in the packet that you got. And then I was able to get a few more. So we'll just kind of go through one at a time, I guess. You can start with whichever letter you would like. So I'll tell you which one to start with. If you will open, nope, not that one. That one was expensive. It was something I inquired about afterwards, and I was like, oh, never mind. If you'll hit the aerial view whole playground, and then we can just like go from there. that PDF one. Okay, so that's just how this park playground lays out. And so his bid, this particular bid, bid A, includes a playground, which is seen there with 7, 2, and 3. Part of the playground are new swings, that's number 1. And then the 4 little circles there are different spinning devices. That was one of the criteria in the scope. And then number 4 is a zip line area, and it's going to be kind of next to the basketball court where the current horseshoe pit is. So all the layouts are going to be the same. And then this one has an additional swing at the end of the zip line to accommodate a request that's in here. And then number 3 is just replacing the swings at the basketball court. So they asked for whole park, zip line, and new swings at the basketball court.
And if you look at the drawing, we're actually going to take up more room than the playground equipment does now. We're going to extend the playground to fit that whole area of grass and utilize the whole thing. If you think about looking at the playground right now, the playground is in one spot, and then there's all kinds of wood chips around it, and there's also more space up here, and we're taking up that whole space.
Then they're going to curb it out
Right.
and then redo the curb. And all of our bids have the same turf for the ground. And the requirements basically were that they were for the older kids, and that they, as we go through each one, we'll just kind of check them off, but also as accessible as possible to allow all abilities to play and partake. So I'll just go down the questions. So does it have 2 to 3 towers? Yes, it has 2 plus another platform area. The highest height of this one is going to be 23 feet. The maximum approved climb height is 20 feet. The bridges are connected as requested, yes. There's integrated shade covers, yes. 1 large platform plus the swings, and then 1 over the small climber. There's a zip line. It is 46 feet on a rail, and it is a double zip line. There is a standalone web climbing structure as requested, and this is a mountain style, attaches to the main piece with the bridge, plus 2 additional small ones. There's 8 to 14 feet slides, total number is 5. There is not a monkey bar specifically, but we can add one. There's a slide on here. It would be an additional $3,000 if that was something that's something that this particular proposal was missing, was a standalone monkey bar. There is a opportunity to climb, I guess, on the inside, but there wasn't one outside, and that was something that we asked for. So that was missing, but to add 1 deck doesn't change anything else except for the $3,000. There are 4 spinning elements, those little circles there. And in the pictures, they'll be depicted as a bucket seat. But if you click on that stand and spin to the right of that. Yes. Yep, click on that one. So it can either be the seat that they sit in, it can be this stand and spin, or there's one more. Nope, to the other way. That one. Those would be all the same price. So they can stand and spin, or they can sit and spin, whatever 4 you choose. It's just piece for piece. The other option, if you go back to the left, is that we could trade out 2 of those for 1 of these, and this is called a spin rocker. That would cost an extra $4,000, and it would be a 2-to-1 exchange. We'd have to take out 2 of the single ones to put 1 of those in. So you can have any combination. If you want 1 of these and 2 of those, but this one does incur an extra charge. And then something that Cindy liked, if you go left one more, is the little wobble spinner. That one was another option, but that's a 2-to-1 exchange if you wanted something to be able to get inside. I don't know how that is for accessibility. I don't know how hard it would be for someone to get in, whereas that bowl one, someone could climb in and get on. So those kind of can go in and out of that one. And then next is must contain a hammock swing, and you will see in B that this is a proprietary item. And so if you'll go back to the picture tab, that additional seat at the end of the zip line, so the raft rider, go left, there you go, raft rider. That is the closest thing that they have to a hammock swing, but that would be an additional $4,000. So you see they're starting to add up as you make changes and take things in and out. But if we wanted a inclusive laying down type of swing, this could just be switched out where he has it on that original drawing. Number 5. And then, does the proposal include all of the ground and turf? The answer is yes. It is a 1.5-inch pile height with a hydro-chill fill, and this sand fill basically keeps it cool so that you can walk on it. And then we asked for swings near the playground structure. This is shown here on number 1. We asked for 4. He gave us 6. It has 4 belts. We asked for 3 standard and 1 ADA. He gave us 4 belts, 1 ADA, and 1 mommy and me swing. And that's kind of the one where 2 people can ride together. And so I thought we used to have one in Gammill, but it's not there anymore. So I don't know if we didn't have it. What happened to the one? Yes, when I was in Gammill, there wasn't even an ADA swing there anymore.
So the only swings in Gammill came with the upgrades to that area, and so there was a mommy and me swing at one time, but nothing's been changed. So that's
There used to be a chair swing also, and it's not there.
that's all been, so that was replaced with that swing set project there, where you have the merry-go-round, and this is talking about Gammill, correct?
Yeah.
So that's the only swing that's in Gammill.
No,
We
it
used
had
to
the
have,
chair.
it used to be called, it was called the Jenny, and it was an ADA swing. That was a part of the old framing it. And you had a tire swing, you
Yep.
had the ADA swing that you buckled the person into.
Yep.
You had,
It was supposed to have one on this one also.
so this one has, I'm trying to think what they called it. It's
It's a bucket, right, where they put the legs through?
well, this one has something slightly different. I can't remember how it was.
I guess it's not
your,
that
it's not your typical belted swing. It's
Okay.
like open in the front. I think that was our ADA
Okay.
compliant one, and I'm not sure if there is a
We can look at it later, it's
small.
okay.
Yeah, that
But
all
this
was
one has
changed.
the bucket
Yes.
swing, the ADA chair, the mommy and me, and 4 belts. And then on the basketball court side, we asked for replacement, 1 standard swing. 1? It's 3. Anyways, standard and ADA accessible, they have 3, like the belt where it's just the seat, and then 1 ADA chair at the basketball court. And then the warranty, just kind of basic. If you guys have questions about that, we can look at it. Timelines are all about the same. Site work and resurfacing is all included. Additional costs are labeled. If you'll go back to that, I just want to show what this one looks like. So we have some pictures here. If you just start at that basketball swings one and just kind of go through it. So this is how it looks from the basketball court. There's no basketball court in the picture, but imagine it would be there, where these are the swings where they already exist with the shade. And then it moves into the park. This is where the playground is. And you see those little seat thingies that are there? They could be whatever we talked about, whichever one you guys pick. And then go to the next one. This is what the structure looks like. So it's 2 of these towers attached to each other. And then there's another thing on it. You can go ahead. This is somebody else's park. Kind of looks very similar with the 6 swings and then the 2 big structures. The thing that I said was expensive is that little Christmas tree tower all the way in the left, because one of our members asked for a tall climbing structure, and that was the tallest one they had. It's taller than anyone in these things, but it's, if you guys really want it, I'll tell you how much it costs. Okay, go to the next one. So this is how it looks on the inside of the tower. So there is, if you see where that kid is standing, all of these have an accessible ramp of some sort. So we really wanted people to be able to get up to the top without having to use legs if that was a need for them. Or whatever they needed to do. So this one lets somebody with a limited mobility who maybe needs to crawl or maybe needs to use their arms push all the way up that, and it's in a sort of a box ramp. And then when they get to that highest level, there's a slide, so they can go down the slide, and then they can keep climbing with their hands up the ropes and up the feet. And then where the feet are bucket seats for them to kind of sit in and just hang out in there. It's all covered. And then there's another slide at the very top. That slide, I think, is 14 feet. Okay, next one. That's just another view of the inside. Go ahead. So this is kind of on the outside. There's also this structure that has more climbing. I actually met a lady in the park who worked for ECI, which is Early Childhood Intervention. And she said, I just need a park that has lots of climbing. And she had recently adopted a child who didn't really do much of anything, and she took him right out to the park, because anywhere you can climb and build that skill and that proprioception, she said it's very fantastic for them. And so she liked anything with climbing. She actually liked all of the parks. So go ahead, next one. So this is the swings that are on the inside. If they get to the top, they can, I say swing, it's like a seat. So they can just kind of hang out. It's a hangout space. And then the next one, more climbing, next one. And then that's a closer up of the little conveyor bridge thingy. Go ahead. So this is that additional structure in this picture. This is like the 2D version. It's this little thing attached to it on the outside in real life. And it has the climbing structure with the benches they can sit on, and they can slide down. Go ahead. And then just another angle of that, so they can climb up the ladder and then go down another slide. This is kind of a 2D overview of sort of the whole space from that east side of the playground. Go ahead. You can just skip through those ones real fast. And then this one was really cool. So this one just shows what it looks like on the inside if you dissected the layers. And so you see the one shorter slide that anyone can, well, most people can get to. It has the rope for them to sit on. They have things to climb, things to jump on. It opens up in layers so that you can see where the ropes are, where the seats are, how you get into the tunnel, all those. It's just a picture of the thing. And then that's what it kind of looks like. This is the one that attaches. So we have two of these attached to each other. And then that freestanding one, I call this one the mountain one because it has the point. So we have a mountain one, a wall one, and a dome one. This is the mountain one. Next. Just a couple more views of it. Go ahead. And then this is kind of that 3D, I call this 2D, whatever, this rendition of, you see the two towers, the thing in the middle, and then that thing in the middle has, so the monkey bars would just be a platform off of that. He said it would just attach. And then it would just be, you know how there's a platform there in the middle where this, like on the left there of the ladder, you could just put one off and it doesn't add much except for the cost of the piece. So in the ground level components, there's the climbers, and then the upper tower has those things. There's straight slides, tunnel slides, step rungs, platforms. And then there's random panels on them, like activity panels on all of these that you can't see in any of them. I guess we just have to trust, or if anyone wants more information, we could contact them. Okay, go to the next one. Another view. Yeah, go ahead.
Did you say those panels are metal? Are they plastic, or what are they made of?
Great question.
If they're metal, that's gonna be hot.
I was, exactly.
It is.
It doesn't show it under shade right
Yeah, it doesn't, towers aren't under
I
shade.
know the slides are plastic. Will you go back a few to see the real life picture?
Don't they use a paint that's not heat?
Yeah, but they're still hot. Okay, right. It's metal. It looks metal to me and plastic. So the frame is metal, and then there's rope, and then it looks like it's all metal.
Surely it's painted with something that block the heat. I remember going down this slide, metal slides.
That looks like canvas or something stretched between those struts.
Yeah, it's some kind of tension rope or something.
Well, I mean, the thing with the little holes in it,
Yes.
it's not metal.
Okay.
I don't think that's metal. I think it's some kind of canvas or some kind of fabric stretched across. I don't know. That'd be
Leah,
a
do you know
question to
that?
ask.
Yeah, I don't know.
But you know, we have picnic tables that are metal.
No, it's a good question.
And they're
Yeah.
all coated with
You can go
that,
back to the end. I think that might be all of this
and
one.
they don't get hot when you sit on them. I think it has to do with the paint,
Yeah, but
the
they're covered.
texture.
Oh, can you go back one?
Specialized heat-resistant coatings.
Thank you. Okay, so this is their zip line. I want to point out that their zip line is the shortest. It is only 46 feet, and they do not have a longer one available. It is a fixed rail track system that the seat attaches to, and it has a platform for access to an accessible, and then it has the disc seat for kids to just kind of Tarzan on and swing over. That was something that we asked for. Okay, and then the next one? That's it? Okay.
Did they talk about-
Will you click off of that? There's a link in here. Will you click on that link and see if it'll open? Oh, never mind. It's a web page.
On the zip line, how durable is that? I can
So-
see that being trashed real quick.
So I can go ahead and give you the story about that.
Okay.
Okay, so there are two kinds of zip lines. There's a fixed track and rail zip line, and then there's a cord zip line, a cable zip line. And I have spoken with people, lots of people, and today I spoke to someone who said he loved working with Group C, which we're going to see here in a minute. He said, I absolutely love everything about them. They've been fantastic. He said, we've had a lot of things break. He's had to replace the slide pieces 10 times, but he doesn't think that it was their fault. He just thinks it was like from it freezing and from overuse, and that when they've replaced it, that it was a great, like they've been really great on their customer service. But what he told me was that this Group C has the cable style, and he said he would never put that in again. That the tension on it, they put it in 2022. This is out in Decatur. It's called Harmon Park. I don't know if you want to Google that to see the park product. But he just didn't like it. He said it's broken 10 times. They've already had to fix the cable 10 times. But I talked to James about this, and we agreed that there's going to be some sort of maintenance issue with both styles. Whether it's the cord kind, the tension's going to have to be released. But what this gentleman pointed out to me about this one was that adults want to do it. And if adults get on it, he thinks it makes it deteriorate faster, and we're not going to patrol the park. And in Dream Park in Fort Worth, it is a track system. And I wasn't able to get a hold of the guys in Fort Worth. I tried, I really did, because they have so many parks, but they wouldn't call me back. But the last time I was there was during Mayfest, and it was closed off, like it wasn't open to the public, but adults had jumped the fence to get on the zip line, and they were using it just fine. And that's the fixed track style, where it's got the hard wire, because it holds more weight and it's more durable.
I guess my concern with it is if it has to be, a lot of maintenance has to be done on it, why do we?
Great question. Yeah. So those are the two differences. So this one is a track one. All right. Any questions about that one? Okay, B? Okay, so B has 2 towers. B had 1 tower and it was very cool, but we had to revise it because they were too expensive. Oh, no, not that one, sorry. That's part of the disk drive. Folder B. It shouldn't be there. Why does that say Dana Horak?
On the agenda too.
No, on my thumb drive, there's different stuff.
Wasn't working.
So you're on, maybe just open unknown copy. Maybe it's just in the wrong spot. Yeah, it's fine. We'll do this one. So this is the zip line for B. This is a fixed rail system, and it's more curvy. This one is actually it's exactly the same as the one in Dream Park downtown in Fort Worth. It is 66 feet, which is the same as the Dream Park. And then you can go to the next one. And then this one has the taller tower. Okay, 2 towers, yes. The target height of this one is going to be 26 feet, but the maximum climb height is only 12 feet. So the highest you can get as a child is 12 feet, even though it goes taller. I don't quite understand that, but I think it's just because they count the top of the structure, and they can't climb that high. It is connected via 2 bridges. It does not have integrated shade covers unless you count nothing. It does not. There are nothing over the swings. They're just open to the sun. It does have a zip line, 66 feet. It is a double zip line configuration. It did have the safety seat, the chair and then the regular seat, bucket seat. The standalone web climbing structure, maybe go to one more forward. So it's this on the left here. I don't know why that's blurry. I call this one the wall style. So it's the web climbing structure. It's about 11 feet tall with a maximum climbing height of 8 feet. The other one was the same. The A was the same feet. This one has 8 to 12 feet slides, one curved, one double straight, and it does have at least one slide with open access. It has built-in monkey bars. It does not have any spinning elements because those were asked to be removed to aid with their cost. Their cost was a little much. So that's why they don't have any. So I don't really fault them for that because we asked them to take them out. It does have the hammock swing. So if you see this chair hammock swing on the right, it's amazing and fantastic and fabulous, and it's just a hammock swing. It's great. But that is a proprietary swing to landscape structures, so nobody else can get it. So if we don't use this group, we can't get the swing, and we love the swing. The proposal should include the playground and turf. The answer is yes. There are 2 swings near the playground structure, even though we asked for 4, but that's because we got this hammock swing and then sort of the disc swing. It's called an oodle swing. And then over by the basketball courts on the other side, I don't know if there's another picture if we already saw it, they have 3 belt and then 1 ADA chair and then 1 bucket. So, sorry, 4 belt, 1 bucket, 1 ADA. So they gave us 6 down here. Yes. Yeah, they knocked out a little bit more of the space there. And then warranty kind of standard again, all that stuff is the same. Okay, and then C, any questions about that one? Go ahead.
I'm just wondering how far away, looking at that picture.
Yes.
How far away was the swing area from the basketball court?
So, oh, it's where the swings already are.
Oh, okay.
It's just replacing the ones that are already there at the end.
Gotcha.
Yeah. You know the ones that are at the very end?
Yes.
Where, yeah, it's just replacing, it's
Yes.
just already
Gotcha.
there. But the zip line and all of these are on the south side of the basketball court, where the horseshoe pit is. Okay. And then C has a lot of pictures also. So this one, does it have 2 towers? Yes. It kind of has 1.5. That big circle thing has 2 and then 1, and it's connected by a bridge. Yes. The height on this one is 24 feet 3 inches, so it's right in the middle of them. The maximum approved climb height here is at 16 feet, so that's how high they can get. It is connected via bridges. It does have a small shade area over the platform as well as the swings. The swings are shaded on this one. This one has a zip line system. We requested 56. They gave us 75, so it's longer, and it's the cable system. It does have, all of them have access to the limited mobility, like the little platform chair at the end, so you can get on and off. Okay, we go to the next one. Just go back to the first one, sorry. I'll wait. Okay. This one has a dome style. Y'all probably saw the other pictures. So on here, if you just want to look at this one, this dome is their net climber. And I think there's another picture coming up, but for now, I'm just going to tell you. That is a dome height of 11 feet, but the maximum climb height is 7 feet. So although it's taller, it doesn't, they can only go 7 feet on that. They have an additional dome on theirs, and that has a 10-foot, 8-inch height with a maximum climb height of 6 feet. Okay, it has 7 slides between 6 and 16 feet. This one has the most slides, and they have open access. They do have monkey bars. They have 2, can you just go through a couple, because I want to show the Vero spinner. I'm just gonna, let me see if I can find it. Right there at the bottom row, it says Vero Web 3, if you open that. So they only give us 2 spinning elements, but this is also proprietary to them, and it's very, very cool. So the guy that was presenting it to us basically said you can get 2 people on it, like 2 adults. He said it was fun to watch, but you could get on there. So someone who's in a wheelchair could transfer, as this child has, and it spins like it rocks on its orbit. If you really love this, it's proprietary to this company, so we can only get it if we go with this company. But it's very cool because it gives you the spinning element, but also like the climbing. I don't know, I think it's very cool. Maybe I'm over-exaggerating. I think this is one of the coolest things that they have. But they only have 2, we asked for 4. But the bonus is that their tower climber also spins. So if we kind of count that, that would be a 3rd spinning thing, so close. It must contain the hammock swing. It does not. If you'll go back to the thing, they left us a space for it, but they have things they can put there. So if you will click on the Surus, this is sort of that, it's close to the hammock swing that I could find. That will cost us an extra $8,114, but that would get us the thing that we asked for, just so that there's something to lay on and swing. And they also have something that I think is very cool called the Brava. Let me go back to that one. And it kind of gives that hammock style, and lots of people can get on it, and it can rock, and there's adults, and they can play on it, and someone who has limited mobility can get in. That would be an additional $9,420. I think these are just the costs for the piece, not the installation, so it might be a little bit more. But if this is the one that we choose, and we want to include all of our components, I personally like this one better, but we'll have to take something out to fit the budget, because the budget on this one was at the top. So if we want to take something out to put this hammock thing in or the other one, that would be an option. Proposal should include all work, playground, and turf, kind of, is the answer to that. So when I inquired with the playground company about the turf, they said, well, we don't really know the turf guys are doing that, but it's in the total price that's listed here, but they're apparently very separate, so that's something to consider. I don't know, I asked James, he said it probably didn't matter whether it's separate or together. Again, it's the same 1.5-inch pile, and it has, their cooling thing is called OptiCool to keep the
Is that 2
ground
separate
cool.
contracts, or will they sub out the turf guys?
That's
So
what I understood it to
everybody-
be. They would sub it.
Everybody subs out, but this one has a separate contract. Yeah.
I mean, and if that was important, I think you could ask them to put that into one contract, or I don't know that it would necessarily matter to us, or,
Yeah, so both B and C use the same subcontractor, and they use Sinlon. And so Sinlon, this is the Dream Park that's in downtown Fort Worth, if y'all have never seen it, and it has that double zip line thing over here. It's a very cool park, by the way, but they put in that turf. It's part of their book here. And so the thing is that the thing he told me that we selected isn't in this book that I have, so I don't really know which one it is. He said it's just a mid-grade. I think they're the same.
I have a question.
Yeah.
On the turf versus what we have out at Gammill Park,
Yes.
that surface.
Yes.
Looks like the surface we have out at Gammill,
It's called poured in place.
that a wheelchair would go on that easier than it would the turf. What's the advantage of going with turf versus what we have in Gammill
So it's the-
already?
Cost? It's cost, and it's still, I actually found out, unfortunately, that you can have chip bark, and it is considered ADA compliant. However, I think that's nonsense, but it is compliant. But the turf, you can still roll your wheelchair, and you can still get on and off easy, the same as the board in place. And everyone's kind of moving towards that. I guess it's the newer trend. And of the people that I talked to, they prefer it. I talked to Decatur, Rockport, Roanoke, talked to lots of people.
and that was the turf or the pour in place?
They like the turf better than the poured in place.
Yeah, I would say from our side of things, we've had no experience with turf, so we don't know what that is long-term.
Yeah. Most of them have a 10-year warranty, I think.
And I think that's very similar to the pour in place. I think in general, the maintenance, and I think they're typically seeing, they're both, I haven't seen updated costs on it because we've not done turf, but I always thought they were pretty close and comparable in cost between the two. And my only comment to that is we would just never want to go back to that to that wood product.
Yes.
We would always want to go with something like this, and preferably something that is like solid. You can also get like the rubberized chips.
Yes.
Our preference would be not to go with something like that.
Somebody
So-
said they liked that. That's
Yeah.
what they had. I don't know if it was just.
I'd say just from a maintenance standpoint, again, we haven't had those, but we would prefer something that's pour in place
Solid.
or a turf. And like I said, well, we would just have to see on the turf long term.
And the way I understand this, even if you replace the turf, it has to be replaced after 10 to 12 years. They expect it to last longer, but when you replace it, the little foamy thing that they put in on the base is supposed to last for 2 to 3 changes. So even if you're replacing the top turf layer, the bottom layer is still there. You're only replacing the top part.
Well, and I talked to my daughter, who's the softball coach.
Yes.
And they have turf and have had it for several years. And she said a couple times a year, they have to go out and they brush it and they throw out the sand a little bit and fluff it up, and that's it. So it's not a difficult process.
This is 2 years, Sarah.
2 years for
That
what?
might be this one is a lower year. They all have different requirements.
I seem to remember that the poured in place was supposed to have a longer lifespan.
We were told it was roughly 20 years. It was expected to last the lifespan of the playground. That's always dependent on how much use it gets, how much, like if it's in front of a swing or something where feet would impact it, you're going to have that wear. And the typical maintenance is they spray a sealer on it to keep that pliable. And that's really, it's too new for us. We've not had to maintain them long term. But that's when we had the first one put in place, that's what was conveyed to us. It was roughly expected 20-year lifespan. Sealant was the major maintenance component, and damage would always have to be, cut out and re-poured in, and color matching becomes an issue.
Well, and somebody told me that there's a worn spot already over
There
at
is.
Gammill.
There is, it's
There's
a big
a,
hole.
yeah, and
When you ask them to come out and replace that and fix it, don't worry about the color. Pick a yellow or a green, just any kind of, it's a playground. Make it bright
Doesn't have to
and
match.
cheerful and
Okay.
stick another color in there. That way you're not trying to match anything.
So in their major warranty, it actually is prorated for 1 to 8 years at 100% for commercial, and then 9 to 10 years, it's 50%, and then after 11 years, it's 15%. So that's kind of that 10-year thing. And that's this. This one is Sinlon, and I have their
the other,
warranty.
I say again, we have no experience with the turf, so I really don't have an opinion there. I know one of the considerations when we decided to go and pour in place is, people selling pour in place, that ants sometimes can be a issue with that they'll build
Yeah.
underneath the turf. And so even though you don't have, they still have access underneath there, and you'll get kind of a lump and you'll have to deal with ants. They don't typically do that here, but again, both are used very commonly.
Shawgrass is non-prorated, and it's 10 years. Okay, almost done. Okay, and then will you go back to the very beginning of the pictures, just so we can make sure we see all of them? Okay, so this one, I just want to explain how this looks, because it's very cool. So this little ramp thingy is for wheelchair access, and it goes up, doesn't really go anywhere but over to this ramp. Here, I'll just show you. It just kind of goes up and then over, and I think you can still get across on this bridge, but it's just like a loop. So if that's the wheelchair access, there's no other access other than that. But if you'll go to the next picture, this is kind of a bird's eye view from when you're up on that next level after you've climbed up there. I hope the bridge on the bottom isn't that narrow like this one. I guess we could verify that. And then the next one? Next one? Next one? Okay. This one is another like 3D aerial view that shows where the towers connect with the rope bridge there. And then there's a hard bridge here to connect this to this smaller platform that has a slide attached to it. And on this one, you can see the play panels. They all have some kind of play panel, but this one you can see them better. And I think you can always select them if you have a choice or preference for whatever one you want. And then the next one. Okay. Gosh, I really love this. Okay, so if you're limited access, you can sit on this little platform here outside of your wheelchair and use this conveyor belt thingy to go to the top. So you use your arms to push up. You can,
Not a conveyor belt.
not a conveyor belt. It doesn't move. You move yourself.
Right.
I call it a conveyor belt,
Yes.
but it does not move. None of the things move. So on that first one I was showing you, and the second one, I guess I didn't point it out. The first and the second one are more like looped around. This one just goes straight up. So that's a bigger incline, but it lets you get all the way to the slide, come down, and then they don't have to have anyone help them because they can just scoot to the end and do it again. So it makes a really cool loop system. And so that just lets more kids keep playing. So the trick is to let them keep playing. Okay, go to the next one. And then this is kind of the overview of what it looks like from the top. So you'll see there's a double slide, that loop slide, the monkey bars, the walking thing, the dome tower. And then this is the spinning tower thing. And then this is the smaller shade over these top half of the little bridges. Okay, the next one. This is how it looks on the inside. So this one, when you climb up to it, you have this platform area, and then these ropes kind of go into that bubbly part. I guess you fall if you fall, but you just hold on to that, and then the metal rack catches you. But it gives them another place to climb and crawl up off of the platform. Next one. And so just, you get to the top, there's a platform, you get on the slide. Next one. And then this is just kind of how the stairs look. The standard park. And you can see where one of the little, so in this one it's gray and red, and ours that are blue and green. And we can always change the color, but we just picked blue and green. Okay? This is an underview. Our proposal only has one of these bridges, but this is how it would look from the bottom. And the next one. And then this is their dome structure. And so I think this is the one that's, but ours does not have the slide. Ours is just the dome where they just climb like a spider web. And then the next one.
It does have the slide.
It doesn't in the picture. Oh, lies. It has the slide. Ours has the slide. So ours has the slide too. Never mind. And then, so these are on all of them. Those are some kind of fall protection so that kids can't climb up the outside of the tube to the top. So there's two big, I asked for them to have open slides, so these are open here. This one has to be closed because of the height of it. It's a fall risk, they can't have it open that high up. So the ones that they could have open, they made open, and then the ones that they could have closed, they did. Here's another one. And then this is kind of a real live action, what it looks like in real life. Okay. And then there's the little spinny tower in real life. And then the next one. And then here's an example, this is I think just a drawing, but of a different play panel. So when you get up in there, bridges, little deal. Next one. Another angle of, this is our specific one. And it kind of has levels to the towers. So you can go here, there's a platform, and then you can go up across that little bridge. Okay? And then you can see, oh, go back one, sorry. You can see the monkey bars right here on the inside. Okay? And then this is their zip line with the cord. It's still, oh, there it is. It has the seat, and then it has the disc. This is the cable one, yeah. This is the one where the tension tends to go out. This is the one he said he's fixed 10 times in 2 years. Again, you have trouble with all of them. And then this one, is there another picture? I think there's one of the, again, where's the one? Oh, open this one for me. View one. So one thing that this company did, which was kind of cool that I didn't point out when we looked at here, was they put this big chair so that kids can climb on it and take a picture, and they put the little sign at the entrance to the park. This would be where the basketball court kind of connects. The basketball court's over here, but that's the walkway. And they would put that little walkway in so that they have an entrance area, like you've arrived to the Haslet Park. And so that's kind of their unique twist.
That's the only place there's an entrance though, right?
Yes.
The rest of it is curved.
A marked entrance, yeah. They're all curved. You can see the curved border right there. Okay. And then the last thing, so that's all the different pictures. There are more pictures in the handouts if you guys are interested. I'm going to give you my quick findings here. So some things to consider for all the plans is that there is a solar light that is right along the edge of the current park, and it's gonna have to be moved. And James said that is no big deal because he doesn't like them anyway, and they probably all need to be replaced. But it's quick and easy to move it, so it's not gonna interfere. The other consideration is that every one of the companies that we have here, all three of them, A, B, and C, they all have excellent reviews. Nobody said, I hate the company, I hate the rep I had. They all said it was fantastic, all the kids loved the park. And then I went around the park, probably 75, 100 people, parents and kids of the age group that we looked at, and I showed them these three pictures. Well, I had an A. I don't know where A went, but it was an A, B, and C. And I said, hey, look at the picture. Tell me which one is your favorite. What's your first choice and your second choice? And at the end of all of that tiring time in the park, it was about half and half for A and C between the fan favorites. A few people picked B, but it was majority A and majority, I mean, literally, when you add first and second choice together, it's equal. The comments that I received in the park, other than someone asking to put a coffee shop in the park, was to make a bigger climbing thing and to keep the volleyball court. And then those were just things that people were giving me their advice on. People loved the towers, they loved the shades, and they liked the tallness. They liked C specifically because it had more slides. And more, they thought it had more activity from the picture. But everyone liked the climbing and the shade and the tower. I also, additionally to polling the hundreds of people in the park and at the baseball field, not hundreds, 100, calling all these different park reps. I also asked Vista, who I was under the understanding had done some extensive research on ADA accessibility. And she gave me her preference, but unfortunately the only feedback she gave me was that she didn't like that it didn't have shade. But that had nothing to do with the accessibility, so that's just her opinion. So she picked one, but she didn't give me the feedback that I was looking for, so I don't know that that's really helpful. I do know that some of our committee members asked their friends and family that had limited ability kids, and the two favorites on those, actually there was a favorite on all of them, so I'm not sure that's fair either, but they liked A, they liked B, and they liked C for all different reasons. If I'm recalling this correctly, C had more access for the parent to be able to help them, but A had more access points for them to play independently and intermix. It was all over the place. But from my little park survey, it's A and it's C. I know that also Laura did some, hers were also C and A and C. B is fantastic. You just get less bang for your buck. So if you guys are interested in the prices, I'm happy to tell you that if you'd like to know. So without any changes, so I know I mentioned several things where you can add and subtract and it's $3,000 and $10,000. If we change nothing, A is $707,419, all included. B is $749,772,000. Wait, $749,772. And then C is $746,945.81. Okay, so then back to the differences. So I listed out A and C just on this last page. These are mostly my opinion of things to consider. A includes the horseshoe area turf as well, but it also denotes specifically that it does not exceed the bid price unless the city asks to make changes. So that 707 is locked in until we say we want to put in the hammock swing or whatever, and then we would pay that difference. But if we take it the way it is, no monkey bars, nothing, that's the 707. It is $40,000 less than the other two proposals. It's the same as the other vendors, 1.5-inch turf with infill. It is a Play Safe 50 Select, which is considered the most durable for play. And then there's an optional zoom twist tower. So the free tower in bid C is available. The simple one is 6,500 plus 1,500 installation. The very big one was 22,000. So it has 2 towers and it's 11 feet tall. So if you guys are like, no, we really want a big tall tower that spins, we could add 20,000 and we would still be under budget from the other ones, but that would be an option to put. And that one is a fixed zip line. And then for C, something that I didn't love, are you able to pull up the outline of C? In C, when you look at their, it's probably going to be on the actual agenda for this one. This is the actual. Okay, perfect. In the packet, let me see what page it is. There's kind of an overview. Well, I apologize, but I have it on a photo at home. I don't know that it's in the packet. I'm not seeing it here. Oh, there's my, I found my A. I have too many pages. They will require, in addition to that solar light, probably 2 trees. Yes, it's like that. So when they did their, I don't know if it's on my disk drive because I tried not to double copy. So they have an outline, and if you look at it, no, this is not the right one. This is landscape structures. So theirs goes over disc golf pad number 5. It cuts across it and then it goes over, which means it takes out 2 additional trees. And when I called the companies to make sure, I called A and said, hey, are you going to cut out any trees? He said, absolutely not. If we're going to cut out trees, we're done. When I called C, he said, yeah, I don't know. I went with what they gave me. So he said, I went with what they gave me. I used the layout that I was provided. So he took the layout that he was provided and didn't know that there were trees there. And so in the drawing, the depiction, it cuts across half of pad number 5, which means it goes, I have pictures on my phone of where the trees are in relation. James says that we can move trees, but that's going to be another cost. If we replace it, it's about $800 to start at the 3-inch ball, but we have to replace foot for foot,
Inch per inch.
inch for inch. So
And that's if it's a protected tree.
if we can't save the tree and we have to replant it, we would have to pay for that tree to be replanted based on the size of those trees that we would have to remove. I know. And so since they didn't know that they were there, I don't know if the removal of the tree is included in their bid. Is that something we could do, or would that be an additional cost?
Well, I can answer that. There's a handful of comments, if you're okay with that, I'd want to make about the site that you showed on several of these, if that's okay. Or, I mean, I can answer the question on the, we could assist with removal of various things,
Okay.
yes. And if you're okay with the other comments, a handful of it, so the area between the basketball court and that play area.
Can I
there
list
is-
these last 2 things?
You
real
can,
fast?
go
Okay,
ahead.
and then I'll give it to you because you know more than me. So on C, it probably is going to have to move the golf pad number 5 and those 2 trees. Their proposal bid denotes that there are potential increases in costs up to $2,000 a day. It does include the horseshoe pit, the playground and turf are separate vendors. When I reached out to the playground company asking about the turf specifications, he told me he didn't know that bid was provided to us by the turf vendor, who I did call today, and he did provide me the information. That's why I know for sure it's the 1.5 inch and the cool sand fill. So I think it's going to be like for like, but it is something to consider that it's 2 different ones. And that, I quoted it. Child's Play will be doing the playground equipment and Sinlawn is responsible for the turf system. Also, I don't know if it really matters, but in our proposal it says Zinlawn. It's just a typo with a Z, but that's not an actual company. It should say Sinlawn, so I don't know if we have to have them, I don't know if there's a real company called Zinlawn, but they had excellent references that supported the customer service of Burke, meaning not the company that did the install, but the actual playground equipment warranty. And then the last thing is that one is just the cable zip line. Okay,
One question.
absolutely.
Where it says the proposal bid denotes there are potential increase in cost $2,000 a day.
Yes.
For what?
So if they run into trouble or they have to pick something up, or if there's some unforeseen circumstance and it delays the work, I can read it to you exactly.
Well, that's what I'm kind of getting at, is that's kind of open-ended.
pull it up.
I mean, if we do this, it should be firm fixed price. This is what it costs, unless it's something that we're responsible for.
I think it was more like if they run into a water line or something like that.
Well,
I'm just telling you what I read on the thing. Estimate.
gives me great pause.
Is there not a way that they could trim this down a little bit so you don't interfere with or the trees?
We'd probably have to remove something. I don't know, we didn't ask. I didn't realize that until this week when I was pulling up the things. Okay, installation charges, if quoted, are for a standard installation, blah, blah, blah. An additional charge will be required if digging of footing cannot be performed by equipment or if rock conditions are encountered. An amount will be added to the contract price up to $2,000 per each additional day. Installation is based on unrestricted access, but that's kind of the same thing.
That's all that's out there is rocks.
So it could be an additional $2,000 per day if they find a rock or
Yeah,
something.
see, to me,
So,
their price should be their price. That extra $2,000, I mean, $2,000 a day.
and theirs was one of the two higher bids. That was already at $746. So let me just tell you the bid part. So we had, when we made the committee, we understood that there was a $500,000 amount. But what I knew but didn't realize was that it had to be for Community Park and Nance Field. And then because we were privileged to have some EDC board members, they said, well, we can just amend that. But it hasn't been amended yet because they wanted to kind of get an idea and not have to go back to their board again. So they didn't want to have to ask for $750 and then need $760. But the chair of the EDC is on our committee. She was on the committee that we had, and she said absolutely no more than $750. So we kind of rolled with the $750 and just kind of, that's the budget that we gave them, and these are the numbers that we got, these are the park playgrounds that we got. So when we make a recommendation, we're making a recommendation should the funds be approved.
Well, you have two oopses with C and you're over your 750.
Exactly. Now, we can take some stuff out, like we can take the chair out. You know what I mean? Like, there's things you can remove and add stuff if we want to add the monkey bar or whatever, so. But those are the three that we have based on our information. And to me, the biggest difference is the zip line. Okay, I confirmed on A, the tower panels are metal, the bridge panels are plastic. Okay. So, we're still in 7. We're almost there. I didn't forget about y'all. Any basic questions about anything? I think I didn't miss it. I have lots of pages, y'all, so if you have a question, I'm sure it's in here somewhere. Kids love these new parks. They're great. The one in Decatur apparently has thousands of kids a day. That one was put in by C. That's another topic. I have a handout of all the things that are in the A portions, if anyone cares about the branch cutouts and the decks and the zones. It's all listed out on this one. And then these are just the pictures. So my suggestion based on the people review, I won't tell y'all how to think, but I think A or C are going to be our best choices because we get the biggest bang for the buck. But on both of them, I would personally like to see changes. Like I'd like to take the chair out to make room for the swing that we wanted, but we'd have to remove the sign and the chair to get that kind of hammock swing that we thought was so important to give. But y'all, I've always loved that hammock swing. I don't know if you were here when we did the last part, but we got that silly net disc thingy, and I don't love it, so I don't like it. I also did want a bumblebee. There will be no bumblebee on this adventure.
Well, and I think
But
one thing,
I might go in my yards.
one thing I think that we all need to keep in mind is that the kids, most of the kids who play in the park are not going to see all of this.
Correct.
They're going to see what we pick and what we put out there, and I don't think we can lose.
We can't.
These are all
They're all
fabulous
fantastic.
designs. They're fabulous structures, so vote your conscience and vote your, whatever. So
And I just want to recognize that one of our audience members, Leah, put in a lot of work. She did a lot of asking questions, a lot of researching, a lot of going to conference. She went to a big conference and got a lot of information. She reached out to acquaintances that she knew. She put a lot of work in to getting us the estimates and the bids, and I just wanted to say thank you for that. We appreciate it. It's a lot of work. So. Okay, any general questions? And then we have board.
Don't forget James.
Oh, yeah,
That's up to
James.
you.
No,
I
I'm ready for you.
I just had a handful of comments, and it has nothing to do with design. It was just
Okay.
on installation and maintenance.
Okay,
So just so you know, between the vault, the basketball court, and the existing playground, there is a small amount of irrigation and plumbing that runs through there. That's just something that would have to be dealt with if you encroach on that area. It's there. Like I said, trees are always movable. I mean, we always encourage not to move in a mature tree that's healthy, but I wouldn't necessarily let it hamper if you have a need to. It's not that they don't move trees. We just, we like to keep as many mature trees as possible. Not always would we actually transplant. I mean, they do have services that would attempt to transplant if it's a large tree. A lot of times they're just replaced, and then typically, if it's a protected tree, you replace inch for inch. So if you had a 3 or 6 inch tree, so if a 3-inch tree, you would either do 1 3-inch or 3 1-inch trees, just as long as caliper was inch for inch. And then the only other comment I had was the disc golf. So on the disc golf ones, again, those are movable. We could move those. It's probably a good time to redesign some of those holes because there's a lot of things that are obstacles, and there's probably opportunity to relocate a few, so I don't think that would immediately cause a huge issue. It's just that would need to be moved. And then on one of those, it looked like in some of those little play centers, it looked like maybe like a xylophone or something similar. And
We don't
from a
like
maintenance
those.
standpoint, the mallets or anything that's kind of tethered
I
that
think
can be
those were the
broken off.
sample ones, because I think we didn't
Yeah.
put those in,
I
because
just-
I know what happened to the one at Gammill.
Yeah, that's just anything that has something like that, and you don't see a lot of them, so that would be my only comment, is those are really hard to keep in place. Even the xylophones, the way those are tethered into the ground, they're constantly being broken, but that's the only really comments I had
Okay.
on and on the zip line. I would think the cable would be more prone as opposed to the track, but we don't have any experience with those, and they all look like fantastic options. That playground is aged and a little dated, and I think kids are going to be excited, just like you said. Anything that goes there is going to be fantastic. So.
Yeah, we can't lose. There's no way to lose. They're both great, so, well, they're all
That's all
three
I have.
great, but.
if it becomes half as popular as Gammill,
Yes.
we're going to be in good shape.
Yes.
And I think it'll be even more so.
Yes. Was there anything else? Oh, I wanted to point out, I have not asked them, can they move it around the trees? I'm sure they could. I'm sure they could scale it back, but we just have to be cautious of fall zones. And so they have to have enough space for that tower for you to be able to fall off of it. So as long as it fits in the fall zone, they can probably curb it in, or we can ask to not, and we can say, if it doesn't take down the tree, if that's the one that you like the best and that's your restriction to it. But if I were picking C, I want the swing, so we would have to figure out what we would want to take out if that's the choice, to get either the Cirrus or the Brava. And it would be inserted. Can you show the picture, because one other really cool thing that they have, let me see if I can find, oh, here it is. So in their turf, they have the Haslet logo. So there's a big, like our sign up here, it's put into the turf. So it's a pretty cool addition. They can put it into the turf. And when I asked if the swing fits there, he said yes, but it doesn't cover the turf. I mean, it doesn't cover that Haslet sign. So the swing would fit in that fall zone, so we could add it, and it would still show the Haslet thing, so.
I have a question about the horseshoe pit.
Yes.
I've never seen anybody play horseshoes.
I know.
Necessary
No, we can
to
remove
keep it.
We can remove it. James said the same thing.
Well, I suggest you remove the one that's existing, whether you want another one coming back. The one that exists, the only comment we've ever had is people don't use it because if they have cast iron horseshoes and they hit the concrete edging, it breaks the cast iron. So we've seen very little people ever use it, and the people who did won't. And then I did want to comment too on the, you mentioned the charges for excavation and things like that. Those are typical for fence products and things like that. Like for example, those are charges that are available, that are in the contract for that fence project. If they were to hit a certain proportion of rock, there is a inclusion that it would not exceed up to a certain amount. So those aren't completely uncommon, they're just we see them. And often that's why you see on like the city projects, we usually have some level of contingency for those kind of items because there's some unforeseen stuff. And we've never hit that quantity of rock there, but rock's always a, we didn't incur a charge, for example, on that section over there.
Okay. Any other generic questions? No? And then we have audience participation. Do you have their cards?
Thank you, guys. I'm going to start out first.
So I'm just going to let you know I'm going to limit our 3 minutes.
Oh, we have lots more than 3 minutes.
Well, you got
because
3.
we're part of the committee. We're actually presenting some data
So
that's important for the board.
You have 3 minutes each.
Well, we have a lot.
Do you want to gather
It's
your
all
thoughts?
important, and we'll hand out some matrices that we did that kind of helps organize the information.
So we like to just respect our time. So we appreciate your opinion as a resident, and that's fair. But the committee's job was to prepare parks for the park board, and we all did that. The 5 of us did that. So if I left something out, you are, but you're not
We
part
are
of the park
part of
board.
the committee. Thank you. My name is Kitty Wirtz. I'm the president of the HCEDC board. I live at 205 Thistle Drive. Good evening, Park Board. Thank you for allowing us to present tonight. I thank the ladies on the committee who put a lot of hard work to pick the best possible playground for the city of Haslet and the surrounding area. We started the meetings on February 22nd, and we met several times in person and via Zoom calls. We invited 5 vendors to present their products to us on April 10th. We narrowed it down to 3 suppliers who best met our scope of work. This scope of work was defined in the beginning by the full committee. I believe we made a well-informed final decision that we will be happy to move forward. We selected the most thrilling, fun-seeking, learning, and adventurous playground. Child's Play provided the most complete play experience possible for our kiddos, ensuring play features for all abilities. The playground and the final design has met every item in our scope of work requests. They have the greatest variety of play, the strongest comprehensive warranty package, the most ADA accessible design, the best turf value over the full life of the installation, and the best value for our money. The modest price premium over Lee Park and Play is offset by superior long-term value across every elevated activity we looked at. We looked at the variety of play, the equipment features, the turf, the warranty, the cost, and we had focus groups that we went to and asked of their opinion of the playgrounds. Whirlex delivers the least play experiences and very little value for the highest cost of the 3 vendors. And the playground does not meet the scope of work. So that's pretty clear. I can go through a lot of details, but I think you can see from the matrices that you have in front of you that it's very sparse and not a desirable choice. Lee Park and Play provides a moderate level of variety with some notable limitations. 2 towers, 8 swings, 5 slides, the shortest zip line, a GS web climber, a saucer swing, and the horseshoe court. The ADA asset is 50% of the play area. The two main towers require full arm use to reach the upper levels, a significant limitation for children with mobility differences. The middle section between the towers is 4 foot, 4 foot 5 inch tall, and it's better suited for toddlers or children with disabilities than the target age group our committee looked at. The solo spinners are independent play and really don't encourage group play. Maximum capacity, the vendor said was 191 children. He came back and revised that to 174 children.
I'm sorry, is that on your, I'm going to still give you another minute. Where is that on your chart, the 194? Is it on here?
Yes, it's on there.
And I really apologize. Which park was that? I just want to adjust it
That
on
was
here.
Lee Park and Play.
Lee Park and Play, instead of 190, it should say 170 on here?
He came back and revised it to 174.
74, cool.
So Child's Play offers the broadest and most diverse play experience of the three vendors. They have a lot of signature new designs that they're putting in this park. They have unique play features with the V-row rocking spinning chair, the 360 loop exclusive to Burke, transfer station climber, slide and connection pods, combined to one adventurous play experience, allowing children to transfer from mobility devices to move independently and take full control of the individual play. The level X Dome has a slide and it's new to the design in 2026. Another accommodation Child's Play is allowing within their design, the room for the flex hammock swing that we all loved from landscape structures. So what we intend to do is buy that hammock swing and put it in the open area that they have provided for us. So we will go with Child's Play as the playground setup. We'll get the flex hammock swing, and their capacity level that they provided to us was anywhere from 100 to 200 kids across the playground. So with that, Lee Park and Play had the lowest price. Child's Play was a mid-range price. And,
Mid-range.
on talking to them about getting the firm price that they will be able to put the park in with. When evaluating cost in the context of the price gap, we feel that Child's Play and Lee Park had several offset and relevant and apparent savings. The turf replacement cost on Lee Park and Play's setup is expected to need full replacement roughly within 12 years, halfway through the setup of the playground itself. And Child's Play turf carries a 15 to 20 year lifespan, so that wouldn't need to be done. The cost of the midlife turf replacement would substantially exceed the initial price savings between the two parks. Child's Play meets or exceeds every requirement in the scope of work. Lee Park and Play meets it only partially with a shorter zip line and tower accessibility limitations and a weaker supplemental quality.
I'm sorry, can we,
Just need to make one more really important statement.
Thank you.
This is vital.
and then I have a question.
The selection of the park. The only company who had a supplemental warranty was Child's Play. And what that means is they will be coming in and inspecting the full playground as often as we like, but we can set them up on a yearly basis. And if anything breaks, anything goes wrong, they have an agreement with Burke that they will come in and replace it at no cost. It will be totally maintenance-free to our staff, and it is 100% covered, everything about the playground. So that right there was the deciding factor. Our board, the HCEDC board, recommends Child Play.
have you taken, I have a couple of questions for you. Do you know the cost of the hammock swing, the
Yes.
Plex hammock swing? What would be the additional cost when we add that on?
It is on their website, out of their catalog.
Yes.
Anywhere between $5,000 to
Plus installation.
$10,000. Child's Play will install it.
So we would have to buy it before, and then they would just install
Yes.
it as part of the thing. And then there wouldn't be an additional charge for installation.
They said they'd do it because they left a spot open and they knew we wanted it, so
Okay.
it's no additional charge.
And then do you know what the cost of the supplemental warranty is?
It is no cost whatsoever.
Okay,
100%.
included?
And what that tells me is Child's Play's in it for the long haul. They are going to be with us, they're going to provide the best service, and they're going to take care of any issue that we have. Should something arise 5 year down the road, 10 year down the road, we have in your matrices, you can see what the warranty terms are for the playground equipment itself. But this is above and beyond a partnership that Child's Play has with Burke Manufacturer.
And then I have one more question. You mentioned that this is the opinion of your board. Has all of your board been unanimous?
Unanimous.
So everyone in your board, not just the people on the
Oh, no,
committee?
we haven't
You
taken
said
it to
you
our
were speaking
board
on
yet.
behalf of the board. I didn't know if you had
I'm sorry.
permission to do that.
Let me step back.
Yes.
Yeah, let me step back. Our committee on our board are unanimous with our decision. We must take this to our full board, and we must have a raised rate and price, because when we started this project, we had no clue how expensive playground equipment was going to be. So right now, as you stated, Sarah.
Yes.
We have a resolution that's passed that was only $500,000.
Yeah.
2 playgrounds, this one and the one in Antsfield. We have a meeting next Wednesday night, and my intentions are to go back to my board and ask for a raised amount up to $800,000, which will cover the cost of Child's Play's setup, and it will give us a contingency fee to deal with the tree or replacement, or the rock that we might encounter, which I don't think we will. I think Lee Park and Play has the exact same clause in there. They just didn't tell us the amount.
It actually says that that is the set price. It's written into their bid. That it won't change for any reason unless we ask them to change it. It's the first thing on their bid.
Yeah, but
On Lee Park and
they
Play.
do have a disclaimer clause, exactly like Child's Play. And it reads the same way, just like James explained.
Sure.
When they don't know if they're going to run into rock, it's just a safeguard that all companies put in. So it's really, well, we will have a contingency fee to help cover some of that cost.
And then could I ask one more clarifying question? Was it a majority, your committee members of your board selected this, or was there no one that voted separately or together?
I'll let my,
No, I don't want to call anyone out. I think that's inappropriate to ask people how they voted. I'm not asking that. I'm just asking, were you like 2-1? Were you 3-3? Was it?
ask the people.
Well, I think that's not appropriate, but thank you. I'll just leave it.
We chose Child's Play.
You guys chose Child's Play. Thank you.
And the information is all there laid out for you guys very clearly.
And I want
compared
to,
one together to the other.
I have one question.
before you sit down.
Oh, he has a question.
Yes, before you sit down, Kitty also has done a lot of questions, and actually, this paper that I have is because Kitty asked for it with all the information, so if anyone has any specific questions, Kitty will be good to ask as well.
I know, Leah, earlier, you wanted to talk about the turf when I was asking about the turf. Do you remember what you were going to say? Okay,
Do you
okay.
have a Kitty question?
Yeah, thank you all very much.
She has a lot of
Appreciate it.
Any other question?
Yes.
Thank you.
Who did the comparison? Was it your,
Yeah, our board. We did. Deep dive.
It was not their board, it was the three of
Our
them in
three
the committee.
on the
The
committee.
three of us.
Your committee.
We did a deep dive, and then I plugged in the information into Claude AI and produced these 2 tables. And then we double-checked the information, because sometimes AI will give you hallucinations. We verified some
Yes, it
things. We
does.
went back to the vendors because there was some missing information that we needed. And then when I go into my section, I'll tell you what it found out for me, so.
Anything else for Kitty?
Anything else? No?
No, thank you, Kitty. Appreciate it.
And thank you for, Kitty, thank you for calling and getting all the extra specifications. I appreciate it. I didn't mean to say that the other committee members didn't do work. I just was calling Leah out because she did a lot, so. But I know that everyone else did
We
as
all
well.
did a lot.
We all did a lot.
Hours and hours of work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was hours.
Yeah.
Laura Schlotterhoff
Felt like years,
again.
didn't it?
Yeah. I'm Leah Preston, I'm 1608 Nettle Drive. So I feel like exactly what Cindy said, like, our kids are gonna win. We're gonna win. So to answer your question, Sarah, it was 2-1. I'm of the opinion our kids are gonna win. Like, I had two that were very close favorites that one slightly edged out another. But as a board, we decided to come, or not a board, as a 3-member section, subcommittee of the board, we decided to come today to talk about child's play. But first, I want to talk a little bit about the turf. At the suggestion of Mr. Swanky, I attended TML, and I collected like 7 feet tall of catalogs. And every vendor that I met with recommended turf over Port in Place. And I probably talked to 30 different vendors, and they said that the couple of reasons they liked it better is there is a slight price reduction in turf. They're both still very, very expensive, but
Can I just stop you 1 second? I'm going to stop your timer because that was a board question, so I want you to be able to talk about that because she asked you specifically. Okay, go ahead.
Sure. So for TML, the vendor said that turf is preferable to Port in Place because of the ease of maintenance, and that it is really like having a plastic rake and something that's kind of like a leaf blower, but it fluffs up the turf, and then what doesn't get fluffed up with a little blower, you rake it up, kind of how you described it in the fields. And that then every so often either the parks department would do it, or we can pay some of the lawn companies, whoever we end up going with. They offer maintenance plans to where you can have them come and they'll infill the sand or whatever their filling product is. And so either if our guys need to go through training, one of the companies that came and talked to us did offer to train the parks people on how to do both the like leaf blowing thing. It's like a leaf blower with a little rotating device on it. And so they offered to train the parks department on it. So anyway, the reason why we came to talk about it, that we recommended going with turf, is because it was like across the board at TML. Everyone was like, it's great for wheelchairs. It's great for those who have limited access. It does get hot, similar to Port in Place, so that that's kind of an even playing field, but the price is a little bit less with turf, and that underlayment that they put, like say the stone, and then the underlayment that's kind of the styrofoamy type material, that can be kept once that top layer of actual turf, just the stuff that your foot actually touches, once that is out of warranty and maybe has a hole in it or needs to be replaced, you can take that off and then just put a new one on top, and that underlayment is still good for a very long time. So long term, I think it's more cost effective than Port in Place. So I hope that answers your question.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so otherwise, I'll go back to what I was talking about. Okay, so with child's play, their provider of turf is Sin Lawn, which was also bid through Whirlex. The thing with the child's play is they actually have the Haslet logo featured in their design, so that's kind of a unique thing that is unique to that presentation. They're the only ones who offered our own logo in the turf, which is pretty cool. I personally reached out to a family that lives in my neighborhood that has a son who has a mitochondrial mitochondrial disorder, and so he has different abilities. And when I'm talking to them, they said that anything that is enclosed will be limiting for him because they need to go with him. So anything that's enclosed will prevent him from being able to play. So open spaces are preferred. So when I had them rank, they said that their favorite was child's play. They said that if they could, they would want the Whirlix swing, the hammock and the oodle swing, because those are both accessible for him, so he can use either one on his own or with someone else. So I know Kitty already touched on this a little bit, but the turf warranty is prorated. So like year 1 to 8, it's covered 100%. Years 9 to 10, it's 50%, and 11 to 15, it's covered at 15% for any kind of like manufacturer's defect. Berg is the manufacturer of the playground equipment, and Child's Play is who we procure it for. Berg has a 5 to 25 year warranty depending on the piece of equipment. However, on top of that, then the provider Child's Play has a warranty on top of that. So you kind of have a double warranty there. I think that is the main things that I wanted to talk about. The warranties. Oh, I wanted to talk about the rock clause as well. The rock clause in Lee Park and Play, it does have a rock clause. It says that prior to incurring any cost, they would discuss it with the city. So if they hit rock, they would have to come to the city first and get approval for funding. Okay.
No, you can, if you have something else, I'm okay.
No, they did also have an underground utilities clause that just says it's our responsibility to clearly mark where all the utilities are, and if for some reason they hit a utility and we didn't mark it, it's our fault. But yeah, that's what I have, if anybody has any questions.
So I don't know if you have the answer to this, but I was looking at your handout, Kitty. I have another question for Kitty. I didn't notice that the Child's Play quote has already expired. Yeah. So we have to do it over again anyway. Well, can it change? Is it likely to change? Okay. Okay. Sorry, I just saw that on here and thought.
I don't know.
But we would have to get it done again, just for formality purposes. Yeah. Okay.
We're gonna have to finalize our plans.
Sure.
Anyway.
Okay.
Color and this and that.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Does anyone have questions for Leah? No? Okay.
Okay, so I also did some focus groups and asked 2 families with children with disabilities. One was Sandy Williamson. She's a grandmother of Ben, age 13, who has cerebral palsy among other medical conditions. He is nonverbal with a trach, and she served on committees before helping to make things more accessible. She shared with me some pictures of Ben and her grandson, Brent Bentley, age 13, playing in some accessible playgrounds. She said, Playground C is my favorite, and it was Child's Play. I love the ramps a wheelchair user can be in the structure and play from the chair. I love the slide that has a nice spot to transfer to from a chair. I love that a child could crawl up that slide. I could see Ben playing here. Playground A is my next favorite, which is Lee Park and Play. The distance between the 2 towers would have children with motility differences struggling to keep up with their peers. No ramps for a wheelchair user to play on. We might take Ben to this one if the other kids wanted to go. And then Whirlix, they wouldn't take Ben to. Sandy asked me if there was a bottom level ramp, where the bottom level ramp went. And then after closer examination, it doesn't look like the lower level goes anywhere. The wheelchair would have to go in and then come back out. So I was thinking that was something that we could talk to them about, perhaps putting a ramp on the other side, and also talk about the sensory boards that they put in there, and then maybe make some choices.
Will it interrupt you if I ask you a question?
I would like to continue.
Okay.
And then Nick Haas has a son, Karen, who has cerebral palsy. He's aged 14, and he has 2 other children, Elena, age 12, and Levi, 10. And this is the feedback from them. Let's see. Kids like Playground, Lee Park and Play, and Child's Play Best, but Child's Play just had a tad bit more favoring its more accessible, inclusive features. Lee Park and Play, this is their feedback. ADA zip line and hammock swing. Also possibly includes a second type of ADA swing, both upright and horizontal versions. Good shade. Levi said, looks cool. He especially likes the unique monkey bars. Levi pointed out Karen could get up and down safely with the ramp. Concerns. Tower access. It's hard to tell if Karen would be able to reach the upper levels by crawling, dragging himself, if the access is mostly vertical ladders instead of a broad stair. And then slides looked like they were too fast. I'll just go ahead and skip Whirlix. Let's see. Child's Play. Ramp access is great. Scores super high for inclusive parks all the way around. Lots of ground level things, navigable rope bridge and turf that would work well for wheelchairs, scooting and dragging. 7 slides, more easy for Karen to get around. Minor critique, the modern merry-go-round could be built at ground level for even better accessibility. And then I have another note that I'd like to give you all that's not related about something else. I also did a focus group with my twins' Scout Den, and as Sarah said, it really came out even. They all, it came out to be, let's see, I'm looking at table 2 on the qualitative and quantitative analysis. So they ranked it, they gave their top 2 ranks. It was 11 children ages 9 to 10, which is in the middle of our age group. And they saw the presentation after we had made changes to the scope. They saw the most updated. And it's basically neck and neck of Child's Play and Lee Park and Play, 9 and 10. And then you see the table with Sandy and Nick. They both, and Jackson, they all favored Child's Play. Let's see, and then you see on page 3, AI did a good job comparing the accessibility features of the playgrounds, and then some comments that the kids had. For Child's Play, zip lines are pretty long. I think this is cool, and that was Nolan. I really like the zip line, Will. For Lee Park and Play, really cool towers you can climb. That was Everett. Looks fun for all ages, not just 3-year-olds, Maddie. Disabled swing for people who are disabled, Nolan, that's from Child's Play. Disabled, the main playground had a bunch of stuff, Will. I like the big chairs, Gideon. Wobble stools, said Will. So, as you can see from the data, it seemed that Child's Play was the favorite with the kids. So I think, we have to remember who we're doing this for, and kind of go with what they're asking for. The other note that I wanted to give was from one of the families. He said, not related to the playground, one often overlooked feature for older children with special needs is toileting. Specifically for kids that are older and not potty trained. Sadly, sometimes families like ours may be left changing their child's diaper on the floor in a bathroom. Baby changing platforms that fold are unsafe for older kids that exceed the weight limit. So if there's any opportunity to include a stable table countertop structure in the bathrooms so older special needs kiddos don't have to lay on the floor, that would be phenomenal. So I thought that would be something we could bring forward in a future project isn't there something going on with bathrooms soon, or something in the...
So that's going to be a future agenda item. It's listed on my thing to list for our next one. It's
okay.
about $500. I took your feedback and wanted to list it so we could formally discuss
good,
it.
good.
Like you can get it's called a full-size changing table.
Yeah.
And from what I Googled with the help of Vista, it's about $500, and you just put it in the bathroom so that someone doesn't have to change their larger child on the ground. So assuming that this would fit our space, I don't think it's that complicated to add. So I was going to bring that to the park board at another meeting. like when
So
we
if
have
it's
it on
for
the agenda
adults
to
as well,
discuss.
would it-
Do what?
Weight limit, like, would it be?
No,
for
it was,
adults?
I don't know that specifically because I can't really discuss more than just saying I like this idea. But I just wanted you to know that that is an actual future agenda item. Yeah, it's one of my little 3 things on here. I'm sorry, does anyone have any questions for Leah? Because she did so good. Not Leah, Laura. Gosh.
How many kids did you actually total speak to?
You had 2
I know
different
that-
groups, right?
Yeah, I had 2 different groups. So the,
Thank you.
the first group, was 4 boys. My 3 boys, ages, 10, 10, and 14, and then their friend, who was also 10.
So your boys were not included again in the next group? They were, or are they part of the
They
11?
were, and they were, the twins were included in the next.
In the same 11.
The den, yeah,
Okay.
And the scouts?
in the scouts, yeah.
So of the scouts, 2 of those were already pulled,
So it would be 9.
9 in the scouts, and then your kids.
and then 4 of yours.
And then the families.
Adults that have disabled children.
Right, and so I asked them specifically, I said, please ask your families. You know, so 5 and 5, so 10 more people from those families.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Any,
Thank y'all. You covered
you.
a lot of information. Thank you.
so do you guys want to look at it, or do you want to go ahead and make some choices?
I'd like to look at it, just,
I knew you were going to say that.
Yep, I agree.
There's a,
I knew you were
you
going to want to say
know,
that.
we've been working on this since February, and you guys have just gotten to see the whole thing.
I mean,
So,
it seems like they're recommending C, right?
Yes.
yeah. But
Everything I see, it's about even. So if it's about even,
Well,
I
but,
go with the cheaper
So
one.
if our committee had voted, the votes would have been different, but we
Yeah.
kind of dissolved our committee. And so I wanted it to be fair to let adults think like adults and that each one of you could choose your own opinion versus, you can ask your own friends or you can look at whatever you'd like. I just
Well,
didn't
the
want
only
to tell
thing-
you guys that
yeah.
work hard in the park what to choose.
only thing I was looking at is just ways we could get around
The trees.
doing away with the tree and the disc golf number 5 hole. If there was a way we could maneuver, the placement,
And we can
taking
ask
out
them that
the
and then come back.
disc golf. I like C.
I like the shade.
I like child's play.
Let me write down my notes. Well, I want to get the things that we would like to ask to change before next meeting, because if we're going to make changes to the request, then we need to know what changes we need to make. So what things you're looking for. Because if we add the swing, it's an extra 10,000, so it puts our budget over 750. So to add the swing, we'd have to take something out of C, if that's the one we're going to kind of lean toward. If we want to see A and C by themselves, just to see what the changes look like finally. If you guys want to choose the seat spinners or not choose the seat spinners, switch out the swing.
Well, see,
Okay,
that's
on
the
your
thing.
table,
Good.
on
Cindy.
your table,
Yes.
A is park and play, right?
A is Lee Park and Play, B is Whirlix, C is Burke Child's
Burke.
Play.
So if we
And I
got,
did that because that was how Laura did her focus
when
groups.
she set it up, yeah. So if we got the swing with Lee Park and Play, it wouldn't go over budget.
It would not. And if we're going to just get the swing from Landscape Solutions, we can get it for the 10,000. We don't have to buy the one that they have. We could just put that one in. It's the same.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just wasn't sure that that was possible, so I didn't ask anyone. Can we take from somebody else's? Usually they don't interdip, so I didn't ask,
Right. But obviously we can't.
I guess.
Well,
I mean, with Lee, you got $40,000 to play with.
well, and I like the shade that's on Lee.
Yeah.
I mean, that is,
That was a lot
in
of the
the
feedback that
Texas
I got.
heat, it's very important.
So one thing
Now, we
that,
could add
um,
it to Burke, but then we would be over budget.
So one thing that Vista did point out is the same thing that Laura brought up, is that people need a place that they can continue to play and extend their play. So if you have an older child that doesn't have a place to get their diaper changed and they have a wet diaper, and there's nowhere to change them, you go home. You're done playing at the park.
Right.
If you have a kid that overheats because there's no shade, you go home. So shade extends time of play, and that's why I thought it was important to consider this changing station, because that's going to extend time of play for families that don't have to leave the park because they need a place to change their child.
Well, and isn't it wonderful that we just got our water thing put up?
Yes. So, you know, just people like the shade. Does one have more shade? We do. We have $40,000 to work with. We can change things. I don't think either playground is better. If someone wants my opinion, I'll tell you what my opinion is, but it's just a matter of they're fantastic. Everything has something great about it. I even like Whirlix. I've been a long time fan of Whirlix. You just don't get as much bang for your buck. And when I stood out in the park in the hot sun, and most of them were A or C, C or A, if my first is A, my second is C, if my first is C, my second is A, a few Bs thrown in there, like it was obvious to me that even though I thought Whirlix was very cool, it wasn't a fan favorite. So,
Yeah, but if you look at the supplemental warranty that you get with C, and that they will come in and replace anything that breaks for
So-
free.
so I actually
That's-
asked about that to the person who liked them a lot in Rockwall, and it is ways to get around warranties. So Burke, not Child's Play, but Burke, the owner of that supplier, is very good at making things fall under warranty. So they have an exceptional warranty plan. Yeah.
That's a plus.
Have we-
That's
But if
worth,
it's
you know,
something that
taking
they
into
can't make
consideration, I
work,
think.
if they can't convince them that it's appropriate, it's not standard, it's just that they have excellent customer service.
And have we seen the park and place warranty?
Yeah. They're the same. I think to me it's a wash, but what do I know? Estimated lifespan of commercial equipment is 25 years. The lifespan of the turf is 12 years, but the warranty is only 10. The swings are 5 years, the net climbers are 8 years for the shades, 10 to 15 for the frame, 10 years for the turf. On the C, it's 5 years on the nucleus, which is the structure that we got. So even though it says that, there's a sub-policy on that. The nucleus, the ropes, moving plastic parts are 5 years. It's 8 years on the turf, 10-year limited on the shade, but it's also the same limited lifetime. So they both have limited lifetime. And my only question was there an additional fee for the extension option? So I might ask one of you ladies, with that extended warranty, I guess I don't know enough about it.
What do you ask?
The extended warranty on Perk, the supplemental, can you talk about that at all? I didn't look that up, I didn't know, I thought that was an additional cost.
It covers everything. There's no.
Why is that not listed in their estimate?
It is. Well, I was in the data that they provided us initially.
I'll ask him.
It's in the first.
Oh, he didn't give me his number.
Hannah Margaret.
Oh, yeah, I have that.
Supplemental warranty. And
It doesn't say that it's included, it just says that they have it available. So when I went on their website, it did not say that it was included.
Yeah, but it's 100% non-prorated warranty. It's provided to us if we go with them.
But what's the
It's
cost?
There is no cost. It's free.
There's got to be a cost if it's non-prorated.
It is in other words.
Supplemental's gotta be.
If it's supplemental, there's an additional
If something
cost.
happens to the equipment, Burke is gonna supply the new equipment, and they're gonna come in and they're gonna replace it at no cost whatsoever to us. So this actually gives us a warranty for the life of the equipment, with no maintenance done by the city.
That sounds fantastic, but I don't know if it's true.
Do you like that?
Sounds great.
And, yes, it is true, they really do have a great reputation.
They do.
And they're willing to do it at their own cost because they know they've got a quality product. And one of the other things that I wanted you guys to really consider, if you have to pull up the turf halfway through the life of that playground or the parking play, that's gonna probably, at the time it needs to be replaced, be about $350,000. So just keep that in mind. We have,
$1,000 to replace the turf?
well, for the turf, the turf right now is 200.
221. They're both about 221.
Take that 12 years out, escalation.
Yeah.
The way it's going up.
So just for reference,
That's a real key point.
one of the parks that I talked to, their park was 750,000 2 to 3 years ago. And when they were talking to their vendor to re-put it in, he said it would be almost up 1.5. So the price has gone up significantly just in the past 3 years. So it does increase later.
Well, yeah, it's like everything else.
Yeah.
but-
So extended warranty, supplemental, sorry. Been quiet down there, you have any opinions? Like C? And is that contingent upon it staying under the $750,000 budget? Because right now it would not be.
We're in control of the budget. You don't have to worry about the budget.
Okay?
Really? So that just makes A that much better. Because we can spend more money.
Not necessarily.
Oh, okay.
Let's qualify that.
So you only like the budget to be extended if we choose C? Okay. So our budget can go up if we choose C. Okay.
We're extending the budget to cover what we believe is the best playground, the best warranty, the best ADA accessible setup, and it got the highest focus group from all the children.
It did, and it was even. It was even.
It's all about.
Let's not fabricate the results, it was even. In both your focus group and my focus group, mine was just randomly asking people in the park, but it was about 50-50.
Did you talk to anyone with difficulties?
I did, yeah, but I didn't count those in here. I just did that as my own personal.
So question on it though, I mean, not question, but observation, because walking through all of the presentations and stuff, I have grandkids. So I have a 16-year-old, I have an 8-year-old, and I have 2 5-year-olds. C still stuck out with everything that, you know, this Momo over here is taking all their grandkids for and the kids that they play with. I still think C, in my opinion,
Is there something you like about it or don't like about the other one, or is it just?
No, I just wanted
just
to,
like it?
it just like, yeah.
Cool.
Well, I'm sorry, but I still like A. I like the shade.
I also like A.
I like the shade.
right
and
there
I
I-
also
with
like C though, so
but
don't get me
It's not
wrong.
a cable. Even if it's shorter, the kids are still going to love it. I mean, there's not going to be another one sitting right next to it that's 75 feet, so they can say, oh, I want to do that one instead.
But let me qualify. I like A if we change the things, like if we add the
If we
swing,
add the hammock,
and if we add the monkey bar to make it like for like.
That's
And maybe
fine.
if we put the bowl in, so that's going to be an additional 20,000, but
Okay,
we're still under
You got
budget.
40,000 to
Yeah.
play with.
but you're still way under the other two. The shade, I cannot tell you how important that shade is. Because I overheated the other day, and all I was doing was mowing. I never have before.
Can I suggest something? There's going to be future other
Yes.
projects. The shade can always be added.
Well, I just like the fact that it has it.
Don't let that hang up.
So the other thing that worries me, the only thing that really worries me about C is the zip line. Because when he told me today or yesterday, that he has already repaired that 10 times in the past 2 years, it is a fabulous park, and he loves it. He said adults get on that and play on that, because adults who doesn't want to ride on a zip line? And so it worries me that that's going to be broken, and we're going to have this $200,000 zip line that nobody can use because it stays broken.
Remember, it's covered 100%.
The time it takes to get somebody out, it just puts that at a commission, and so, you know,
Actually, sales rep lives in Flower Mound.
yeah. He's not going to fix it.
Yeah, but he has, I mean, they're big in this area. Just understand, they have a big footprint. They've got a big playground in Flower Mound, and I think in the back of some of their literature, they actually told how many large setups they have around the area. So I don't think that needs to be a concern.
Mr. A. This is the swing that we all love. This is the one, the B that nobody likes. This is the one that nobody likes, but we like the swing.
Not that we don't like it, but compared to the other two, this is not. Wait a minute.
We can't make a bad choice, y'all.
I agree.
It's just a smaller portion. The swings are covered. I don't know. I'm just making sure. I want to know what people would want to change about A before I go and ask him to make changes.
The only thing that's not shaded, and it's not on either one, is the zip line. So there's a lot of shade on C as well. Here's the tower. Yeah, well, it's got that hand shade. What do you mean shade? Right now, shade is right.
We asked them to add shade specifically, and C did go back and add small portions of shades.
Shade over here.
No, there's no shade over their zip line. They did put shade over the swings.
No, this isn't the zip line. This is where they added the shade.
Yes, they added shade over the platform. There's a small platform that's not one of the towers that's attached to that, and it does have, I think there's like 4 or 5, maybe 6 little triangle sails that kind of partially cover the platform. It's not shadeless, but that was the thing that
This one has no shade.
Vista told me the only reason she didn't like it is because there was no shade. And that was just her personal opinion, not related to why I was asking her, but that was what she said her drawback was. On C. That she also loved C, but she didn't like that there was no shade. Because of that extension of play concept, where if you have to leave because you're overheated, you can't play as long.
So are we gonna make a decision tonight?
I don't know. If y'all, I know Dana likes to think, but we might have to just have a special meeting then. And I don't know, maybe Larry won't be sick or something. When is the EDC meeting?
We meet next Wednesday.
So if
Wednesday?
we meet before Wednesday, that would help them a lot. In a week.
How many days do we have to have before we can have a meeting?
3 business days. So if we made it Tuesday,
I don't like all the towers.
there's only 2.
Yeah.
There's 3 on the other one in your hand, so that's funny that you would say that.
Towers? Those are slides. Where?
This is a tower, and there's another tower behind it.
Well, these are enclosed.
So this is a whole tower here, and then behind it, there's another one.
But they lead up to the slides.
Yeah, they all lead up to the slides. They're all enclosed, they all lead up to the slides. I see what you're saying, but,
Yeah.
yep.
Up there.
No, they're all ventilated. So this one has, all this is open. And that's where the ropes were climbing, and then it has the rounded part where they have to climb out into the rounded part, so it's a
I
platform.
love that one.
And then you can add that for 10,000 to the other one. Anyone else have an opinion? You guys want to try to meet Tuesday really fast? That way you guys can look at it.
That's what we got to do.
Can we meet earlier in the day?
You can. What time would you be available on Tuesday, if you were going to meet on Tuesday?
And if we took a vote tonight, I mean, is anything gonna change for y'all on Wednesday?
I would like to see the adjustments. I wouldn't want C without the other swing in the proposal, and I'd want a valid proposal.
What are we gonna take out this week?
Guess we just get a higher budget.
Spend more money.
It's our money too.
It's our Haslet resident, we pay into, it's not like it belongs to anyone, it's everyone in the city, so.
Right.
Y'all know me, I'm cheap.
Well, I'm right there with you on that.
May the cheapest quality win.
And if we got two the same, 1 and 1, then I go with price.
I feel like Dana needs more time.
Okay, well, I'm good with that too.
She's looking. But if we meet Tuesday, just to do like remember when we did the band selection? Maybe you weren't here. Remember we did the band selection and we just met in the boardroom quickly and did the little, hey, we only have this one topic, this is what we're talking about. 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever. Can she vote by Zoom if we have a quorum? You and your Sunday afternoons. No, I work Sunday. I work 1 to 1. 1 to 1. Sorry. I have to work sometimes. Can you Zoom though? Like, are you where you could Zoom? Okay. And what time works for you?
Are we doing Monday or Tuesday?
Tuesday. Tuesday unless Monday at 11. Oh, we don't have enough time. It has to be Tuesday. You have to give 72 hours notice for a meeting.
Now you have to give 3
3 business days. Yeah, we can do it Sunday anyway, that's true. No. So Tuesday between 1:30 and 6:30 would be my preference. Or I might have to Zoom also. You have a time on Tuesday?
I would like 1:30.
1:30. 1:30. Okay, then we'll do 1:30 on Tuesday. Okay. 1:30 on, can we do that?
And how can we get this information to Larry?
We will
Can you send it to him?
call Larry. I can drop off this thumb drive to Larry and he can look at all of it.
You live right by him, don't you?
He just lives up behind me. Yeah, or he can watch the presentation online.
You can watch this.
He can go back and watch it.
Yep.
Do you want me to ask anyone to change anything before Tuesday? Because like these guys are pretty quick, so I can have them add the hammock swing, flex swing? The flex swing to C. We're not taking, so those of you that like C or favoring C, don't take anything off, just add the flex hammock, is that correct? So we're gonna add flex hammock and we're gonna ask about the supplemental warranty cost. And then for A, we can ask if they can add the flex hammock. And if not, do you want to put a different thing in there? The other swingy ones? Well, it's a disc. Right now it's a disc at the end of the zip line. Hammock swing on A is a disc. Do we want to change it to the boat if we can't get the hammock?
This is on the zip line.
No. There's a zip line, and then at the end of the zip line, there's a single swing.
Is that the one that had the kid with the wheelchair picture?
So on this one, this right here, so there's the zip line, and then at the end of the zip line, there's one single swing. So on C, the swing is going to go where the Haslet logo is. On A, the hammock swing is going to go where this Haslet logo is, in the middle of the playground. That's where they're going to add the hammock swing. That's where the space is. On this one, the hammock swing is already here, but it's a disc, not a hammock. It's that stupid thing that has the holes in it. But if we can't get the hammock, do you want me to put the boat one that was in the picture?
Boat one.
Do you like it?
I like it better than the disc one. Okay. And do you want the monkey bar, or do you care about the separate monkey bar?
care about
Okay. Boat swing. And then which stand-up spinner combination did you like? You guys can also contribute. It doesn't mean just because you picked one, you don't. The bowl? Okay? Because it's going to change the price.
That's going to be one.
And then which two stand-ups do you want? Yes, that one. Is that one, Dana? That's where the little boat swingy goes. This one? Yes, this is what I want to change this.
What do you call that?
That's a disc swing.
Grab a hold of.
Yeah, it has plenty.
The spinner's
Oh, the spinner has the stand on.
Yeah.
That they grab the whole thing.
Do you want one of those and then one seat and then the bowl? Okay. Bowl, stand, seat. And then a boat swing, if not the hammock. Was there anything else we needed? Oh, do you want to put the big spinning tower that Dana likes?
I like it. For which one?
The Christmas tree spinning tower that stands free and spins around.
It's on the end of 3.
Only it's bigger.
Oh, yeah.
It's $20,000. It's very cool.
We're eating up our $40,000
We are.
pretty quick.
Well, that's going to be more than $750 when we change the hammock swing and everything in this curve.
According to
Have unlimited money, so let's go big or go home. Okay, so I'm gonna make those requests and then we will meet with the new one. Would you guys like me to send you the things that we've asked to update, to put that in the quote with the hammock swing, to send it to you as well? Okay,
Do I need to make a motion that we meet on Tuesday?
yes, and then we need to, what's it called? Postpone it. What's the word I'm looking for? Table it. Till Tuesday.
First, I table it. This is Cindy. I'd like to make a motion that we table the decision on the playgrounds for tonight.
this is Chuck, I second.
All in favor? Opposed? Okay,
This is Cindy. I propose that we have a special meeting on Tuesday at 1:30 to discuss a decision on the playgrounds.
perfect. I second it. All in favor? Thank you. All right, and then I have three future agenda items, please. One is for a full-size changing table in the restroom.
An adult or
Full size, just for a larger child, a higher weight capacity, not the ones that are attached to the wall where they can break off, but a full-size change table. A discussion item, I don't know if this is gonna make it, I'm not gonna be here next month. For an exercise pad. Okay. Pad, PAD. So, just quickly, I know we can't discuss it, but you know how you go to certain parks and they have exercise equipment spread out around the park? There's a pad, which is like, I don't know, a 40 by 40 cement slab or turf slab or poured in place or whatever. And there are grants that if we have as little as $120,000, they will put it in for us, whatever space we say, but we need to be able to discuss it, just as an idea. 2 different ones that have grants available that I can get information on so far. And then they have one in Decatur and I think one in Roanoke. Anyways, and the third one is a troll statue. Just roll with it. It's a troll statue.
been approached.
Troll statue. You'll see. It's very, very cool. TROLL.
Is that like a little gnome you put in the garden?
No. It is like a massiveness, and it's actually really cool. I actually walked 1.5 miles to get to one in Washington.
I saw one of those in Alaska.
Oh, he's in Washington.
Yeah, this one is at Bainbridge Island. I mean, I literally took a ferry and then walked 1.5 miles to get it. It's very cool.
I don't know about that.
You don't, yeah, it's for discussion.
That might scare you if you just turned your phone.
It's supposed to be hidden and out of the side and whatever. Okay, anything else? Nope. All right, we will adjourn at 8:55.
This conference is no longer being recorded.
Tuesday, 1:30?
Yes, just right here in the boardroom.
Are you gonna send me something out so I don't forget?
Yeah, I'll have to send an agenda. Yeah, it'll be on the website.
Sorry, Dana, you should have brought beer. Cindy has a card for me.
Will will do that, or James will do that. Right, Will?
Yeah, that's.
Oh, for the, for your.
Oh, I remember what? It's the Haslet Celebrate America, the new one for the fourth.
They're just gonna be pasted into a flyer, like a, you know, piece of paper, but ask them to pick a I mean, it's, you know, we're just gonna get what you email us. Right. So I don't have the actual picture.
I'm gonna ask. I think you have to pay for that, though. It's bullshit.
You guys know, it's all, my opinion on your brain.
I didn't.
I'm
I do.
that most warranties come with a manufacturer defect.
Correct.
So all year, I didn't even have a manufacturer defect. So I, there's a hole in it, it's a hit punch hole in it, it's vandalism or, you know, abuse. So, not to say that they do sometimes think about breaking, they will do it off of the can, it's just.
Well, and off the record, the guy in Rockwall told me that things that are covered by burger care mistakes.
both of them, and you tell me which one.
You're listening to this part. The guy in Rockwall told me that burger covers some things because they fabricate it to be, even though it's not. They basically lie and get it covered. It's gonna wear out eventually.
Honestly, I don't know why you, I would never, but you make it into a warranty, because you're gonna have vandalism and other stuff. You look at whatever vandalism.
Yeah, come in there and we'll, you know, if you wanna see it, print it out.
They want to see. No, it's not they. Leah 100% doesn't want to see. They made her say she did.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, and then
Tuesday. She said I chose A.
Oh, what
They
day
made
is
her
Tuesday?
Because we didn't get it was unanimous. And I was like, your board voted unanimously? Because I don't think you've taken this to your board. Oh, no, it was just our committee. So everyone in your committee voted that way? Oh, yeah,